oh, what's up, Hot Wheels? I'm like,
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Are you kidding me?
holy shit, dude.
Jordan couldn't cope with the guilt, so he took up alcohol to numb the pain.
Our
Not in a
entire
long time.
our entire back end hallway is literally just memes of other coworkers.
You have to redact this. This is why,
Jordan,
why I sat down. Yes.
You are
you're putting in your work on this one.
Jordan. You're gonna hate me.
Yeah. So
The biggest one.
it's the biggest one. Like, the first one. Are there any current events we can talk about now?
Current events.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Can we talk about the stabbing?
What?
Wait, what?
I mean,
It's the one topic we've been told we can never talk about.
no. So you just can't say they're closed now.
Yeah, well, Sports is still open.
We just won't mention.
Like there became a point where we can make jokes about AIDS, and it was okay. So there has to be a point at some point where we can make jokes about the stabbing.
I don't know. Where's the line?
Is you recording?
Yes.
This is the intro. Just blur that out.
South Park made a whole episode on it already.
Yeah.
I hate the sound of my own voice. When I listen to clips of the podcast, I'm just like, I just want to.
Anthony, we
punch
all
that guy.
hate the sound of your voice.
I'm not the only one that wants to punch me in the face just from hearing my voice.
Well, when you called me earlier and it wasn't Jordan, my PP did go down. So.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's because you finished so quick
I did.
that it just. Now you're recharging.
Yes. Round 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another edition of the Zulu 24 podcast. As you can see, we are still homeless. If somebody wants to give us a home, please reach out. We're not going to pay any money. We'll do sponsorships. I don't know. On today's episode, we're just kind of sitting down with Tom from Amped. They're coming out here. They're doing night vision rentals for the night game. And I don't know. We don't even know what we're going to talk about right now.
Oh.
So Tom, how's it going?
It's going. It's been going a lot. We're back up and running into the fall season. It is full swing for Milsim events, and it has been nonstop. I just happen to be able to get up here at the same time as the night game, and I'm super happy about it because this is like my little mini vacation.
Yes, because Zulu is awesome.
It is. It's very chill for me. I mean, much for me. Like, I love coming up here because you're all just nerds. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I resent that. I see everybody's wearing gear.
we are. That's why we're
Dave,
nerds.
I love your rig.
I didn't want to walk. I didn't want to walk all the way over to my truck, so it's a rental.
Yeah, how's the rental rig?
It's sweaty.
Is it comfy?
No,
Okay.
it's sweaty and uncomfortable, and I don't know. The mag pouch isn't too bad. Never mind. It's terrible.
I shouldn't do that on camera. No, we have people behind us.
So for everybody listening, we do have a live studio
We
audience
have a live studio audience this time.
today. You might be able to hear us. We've got Gun Gamers Eric.
We
got,
have previous guests of the podcast.
Yeah, right?
in
Bob's
The audience. We have Bob. We have Eric.
actually, yeah.
Ted's over in the parking lot.
Ted Colgrove's here.
I think
It's like
I
it's
think
a
we just-
star-studded event today.
I think we just need a hot seat, and we all just take 20 minutes, and we
Just, like,
hot swap.
rotate in
yeah,
and
just
out?
rotate guests.
Oh,
rotate
that's
in and
really
out.
funny when that happens.
Yeah.
Like Kill Tony, but airsoft.
Tell me your best airsoft story now.
Yeah.
Better be cool. And
No, but it has to end with you doing something excruciatingly lame.
Yeah. But then we get to roast them.
Yeah.
Like if they don't make us laugh with their airsoft story, we have to roast them.
Yeah, but like the easiest, like the low-hanging fruit there is at the end we were still playing airsoft.
Yeah.
yeah.
At the end of the day.
This one time I went around the corner and
I shot this guy and he didn't call his hits, and it was
So then my whole day was ruined, and I ruined everybody else's day as well.
yeah.
The,
Peek
bo-
yourself
the
up.
boss unit is happy. I play with real guns.
How long did that take for the boss to come up?
I said happy.
Yeah, you're waiting.
That took exactly 4 minutes.
I'm sorry. Look, okay, like you're right. We've done way too much content about it. Like it's out there,
It's
and
exciting.
we're still waiting for the first production orders to come in, which should be here
Soon.
the
They're
next-
being manufactured right now.
Yeah, they're almost done.
Yeah, I'll throw the photo up on the screen. 'Cause
Yeah.
Mark sent us the photos while they were in the middle of assembling them all.
But it's just freaking cool, man.
It is freaking cool. Like I cannot wait for them to be in the wild because it'll be a lot more fun at games.
Admin
Dude.
Airsoft is so excited for his boss unit. Like,
Oh, he bought 2.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
He is so excited for it. He messages me about it occasionally, and I see him posting on his story what RDX sent to everybody with the delay in the order. This is not another Flak 10 shotgun. They are this is real. The boss unit's real.
Oh yeah.
They are doing it. We talked to them. They're awesome guys. It's a shame that they're in New Zealand.
Oh,
here,
dude,
'cause
I wish they were in like
yeah.
Delaware, you know,
yeah.
like Polar Star. Say you went to AMS Heatstroke City.
Yes, I went to AMS Heatstroke City. There was a lot of heat stroking. Actually, there was a quite lot of heat stroking down in New Mexico because people don't know what water is there.
New Mexico. I was talking about Georgia.
Oh, Georgia was worse. Yeah, you and I went down there.
Yeah,
How was the
shit.
how was the boss received when you were running it down there?
I scared a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Sometimes, not always, not at that level, right? But sometimes people would call hit.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact I didn't shoot them.
Yeah.
I was shooting at them,
Yeah.
but just because of the pow, 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 pow.
Yeah.
They were just like, hit, stop overshooting. And I'm like, I'm not even feeding BBs right now. Like
Yeah.
my mag is empty. That's the only downside about the boss unit is that if you don't have like a bolt hold open or something like that,
Yeah.
we're all trained as airsofters to hear that pitch difference when your
Yes.
gun stops shooting BBs.
Yeah.
It's very subtle, but you pick up on it. You cannot hear that with the boss unit. So you have to visually look, and sometimes the heat of the moment, man, you're just getting after it, and you've been firing blanks for the past fucking 5 minutes.
Well, I remember running the boss unit, and thankfully it was a night game, and I literally was like, oh, I am running a tracer, and I can no longer see my BBs, and
Yeah.
it's just going off.
Yeah.
I've had
But
multiple instances on the field where I did not realize I needed to reload.
yeah,
Yeah.
It happened today.
That's why I'm so excited to get it on my NGRS.
Oh, yeah.
Because, and that's why I'm so like adamant about getting Jeftron involved
Yeah.
in getting their firmware up to date with it. And they made progress. They sent me a firmware package. I had to use Jordan's phone because I don't have an Android. We tested it out, and we're still working on it. But
Fine tuning.
there's some fine tuning involved.
Yeah.
But we're almost there. Jeftron is, if there's any company that wants a product compatible with a MOSFET, Jeftron is very receptive to the community as far as their feedback and also collaborating. So I just got to shout out Jeftron and say, love you, Philip, if you're watching this and understand what I'm saying.
So the very first time I even fired the boss unit at AMS, like airsoft story time. It's so cringy. I hate it.
It's fine.
I hate it. Came into a building, first floor. There's an admin sitting there with his back to me, and then basically over his shoulder were bad guys. And so I just opened up, and he about jumped out of that fucking chair. Dude. Everybody in the room who should have been shooting at the guys I was shooting at just stopped and looked.
Yeah.
I was like, relax, shoot that way. It was cool, but I mean, I was the only one with it, so
Yeah.
it was kind of, some guy, I don't know if you saw, some guy was like, boss unit, real guns.
Yeah. No, you were okay. I think you came up to me after later in the day and you were talking to me about this individual, and it was just like, you're here playing airsoft.
Look in your hands, guy.
The last time I saw anybody react to anything in airsoft that way, where they stopped what they were doing, was when we still shared the property with a paintball field.
Yeah.
And there was moments where there was like right where CQB is over there.
That would happen all the time.
We'd have the net, right? And because of the EG frags, because of all the cool stuff that we're doing, the smoke grenades and all that, like you'd see on the other side of the net, people playing paintball just stop in the middle of their paintball game to watch the airsofters play airsoft.
That's awesome because just I feel like so many people come from paintball because they either they don't want to get their clothes dirty every freaking weekend or something like that. Paint's too expensive, whatever. And that is like the epitome of, man, I wish I was doing that. That looks really fun and cool.
Dude, it literally happened to me. So like my 12th birthday party, I got to play paintball here when it was paintball. And the airsoft field that was here before Zulu had just opened up. And I was like, what is that? Like, it was that moment that Anthony described. I was that kid that was just like, that's so cool. And then I found out a bunch of people at school already played airsoft, and I started coming here with them. And it was like all of a sudden, played paintball once. Now I'm an airsofter.
Yeah. No, and that's kind of, I think I started airsoft a little bit earlier. And then my buddies took me to a paintball game, and I was like, this is so expensive for no reason. And it's not as fun. It's just not as fun.
I think that I played paintball like my whole life growing up, right? I think the only time I stopped playing paintball was when I was in the military. And I take that back. I think I came home on leave one time to go to the West Point Combat Classic. It's their version of like a big game.
Yeah.
There's levels just like everything, right? One might say that we are at maybe not the top level, but we're towards we're north of halfway of being in the sport financially and all that stuff. Same thing with paintball.
Yeah.
Paintball was the same way. There was like mag-fed stuff right as I was transitioning over to airsoft. There was like super tournament stuff. There was like there's a professional level to everything, and paintball has that side, and woods ball too. Like there's like milsim teams that do all sorts of stuff.
Oh no, paintball is huge. Like
Yeah.
it gets very, very big very quickly.
Yeah.
I like fell down the rabbit hole one night because of YouTube. God bless. So because airsoft is like so restricted in Canada, there's like milsim mag-fed paintball.
Oh, yeah.
Dudes are using like airsoft rigs and like ops cores and airframes wearing cry, but they're playing mag-fed paintball. And
What are they wearing on their face?
They're wearing dye masks that are like out, like the helmets are trimmed almost to fit the
Or they
dye
trim the
mask.
mask? Or
They might trim the mask, but I was watching like kind of like the contour gameplay footage that I would make,
yeah.
but mag-fed paintball and CQB up in Canada. And I haven't been able to find it since that one night I fell down the rabbit hole, but it was some of the most entertaining content because it's mag-fed paintball.
Sure.
That shit has way higher kinetic energy, so dudes are getting shot. Like, oh god!
And that was common. I mean, like safety kills and stuff like that is purely an airsoft thing. Like when I transitioned over to airsoft, and then somebody's trying to describe to me like, "Oh, safety kill this," and I'm like, "Why?" Like, dude. I mean, everybody basically in the paintball world, when I first started playing, it was like 300 FPS. And then it dropped down to 280 for who knows why.
I think they leveled out at 280.
Yeah. And it was like bunkering somebody was like, hey, good job. You shot me 14 times up close. Like that was just like a thing.
Yeah, it's normal.
That was just a thing. It wasn't until I got to the airsoft side where I was just like, why are these people whining about getting shot?
Yeah.
I think part of it is like paintball guns, you can adjust the velocity with the regulator on it.
Yeah.
And then early airsoft, like the gun you got out of the box for the most part is what you got.
Yeah.
And they varied so much that
sure.
they had to allow guns that shot really hard, and we need a provision for that, I guess.
I mean, 12 years ago, if you went to an airsoft field that actually chronoed, that was wild. Most fields.
Do you remember the chrono?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. The red paintball chrono, where it was
God.
like if you played here more than 2 weeks in a row, you didn't have to chrono.
This was not at Zulu, by the way.
No, this was a different
not
field.
At Zulu, it was a different field.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the Wild West, dude. Oh, full auto everywhere.
Yeah, full auto, no med everywhere. I mean, insane. But 12 years ago, that was normal.
And it was just fun because like at a certain point, it was more like community helping the people come into it.
Yeah.
And it was like more like, hey, I know it hurts, buddy. Like, is it one whiner? Like the new guy's whiner.
Yeah.
And like everybody else is like, no, this is normal. Like this is, just take some hits and, raise your hand. Just act it out if you want. You want to be a cool guy, act it out. And
take your licks.
Yeah. Yeah, no, seriously. And then it's like, and during that time in airsoft, I feel like, because that's when I was first getting into it, it was just more like, no, we're all here because we want you to have fun too. We want you to be a part of it, but you're acting like, I don't know if there's rules to this.
No,
but you're acting like a little pussy right now, and we need you to not. And they were like, oh shit, I am. All right, I'll stop doing that. Now it's like there's groupthink and there's too many.
Bring bullying back.
We talked about this
we already
recently.
did this one.
We already did this bit.
We talked about this recently. Bring back bullying.
A little light bullying wouldn't,
I think constructive bullying is always okay. Constructive bullying.
I think, we'll start with everybody who comes up to the register and wants a Band-Aid. We'll start there.
Yes.
Right.
I love the My Little Pony and like
I gotta buy them
cartoon themed Band-Aid. So that used to be the thing because like kids will come up and be like, I got a pricker in my finger. Can I get a Band-Aid? Sure. Here's a fucking Disney princess Band-Aid, kid.
Yep.
Like if you want it that bad, you have to wear the kitty one.
They didn't care.
Think
Yeah,
of the kids that grow up as a kid into their adolescence, into their late teens, into early adulthood, who, if it wasn't for airsoft, legitimately they would not have touched as much grass. And
you
just
like
think
the
of
kids
just
that play airsoft because they need a social life.
not even because they need
No.
a social life, but just like we live in a society,
Oh.
right? I mean, I was part of a generation. Internet was there, but kids weren't allowed to use it because the computer was expensive and mom needs it to
Yeah, like
pay
there was one
bills,
computer in the house.
Yeah. And you'd play games on like CartoonNetwork.com, and that was like PC gaming as a kid.
That was Flash games
for me. But like we played outside.
Yeah.
I have a 7-year-old son, and I feel like letting him play video games was a mistake. I'm trying to teach him how to have a responsible relationship with it, like a healthy relationship with video games, because it's fun and I like to play certain games with him. But like these newer kids, I feel like they can't imagine, if I don't have a screen, what am I even going to do with my time?
So I can
Like,
understand.
what am I going to
that.
do? When I was, we'd ride bikes, we'd go out in the woods, we'd like we'd play with toys. We found things to do, and I feel like newer kids coming up aren't doing that. And now that there's this thing, Airsoft, that they can do, they're not even thinking, oh, I'm going to go in the woods. What they don't realize they're doing is hiking in the woods, touching grass, breathing in the fumes from the plants, and getting cuts and scrapes and bruises.
Bob's
and
over there. Wait, what?
Getting cuts, scrapes, and bruises, and dealing with it, and actually getting a workout.
You got to
and
test out that immune system a little bit.
You know,
what I mean?
it's like,
give it something to do. I was sad. So it was usually young kids coming up, but I was recently saddened when I saw a full-grown adult male come up and ask for a Band-Aid. And I was like, it's already happening. It's happening.
Well, I had like I wouldn't say an existential crisis, but in the last like month, I realized I hate playing video games alone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So like,
it's not fun.
It took a while to reach that point, but like 5-6 years ago, 7 o'clock at night, I got nothing better to do. Sit down and play some games. Could be COD, could be Battlefield, whatever. Like game of the week, I'm gonna play. I tried to do that the other night. I got about 20 minutes in and went, this is the dumbest thing in the world. Why am I doing this? Nobody else is on. I'm going to go back to doing work. It's 9 o'clock at night. I still got work to do. Might as well go do work.
Yeah.
And it was one of those moments where I'm like, is this what it's like being an adult? Because I realized I don't want to have fun if I'm not like doing something with my friends, but instead like 9 o'clock at night and sitting there doing work.
No, it's because you value teamwork and communication and things like that. You don't know it yet, but that's really, the game is number 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter. The game doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But if you're working together, communicating, and accomplishing a goal, it could be to put a fucking ping pong ball into a cup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like with the worst graphics ever, but if you're doing it with your friends, it's a lot more fun, right? And the fun part comes from the camaraderie and all that stuff. So
remember meeting people online in like a Call of Duty server, adding them as a friend on Xbox, and they are like a friend that you have for years.
So that happens
because when you're online, they're reliably going to be there.
Yeah.
Online.
Yeah.
You can join that party, talk shit, and play your game.
So this was one of those nights that led up to me realizing I don't like playing video games alone. I tried to play Arma by myself.
Doing what?
Playing Reforger, one of the open like conflict servers.
Yeah.
But the one where you had to be in game chat. I'm like, I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
I'm hiking across the map with some random dude, and he's talking about skiing, and he's like, yeah, this one time I broke my leg skiing, and I was like, oh, that sucks. He's like, yeah, it was the first time I ever been to New York. I'm like, where were you in New York? He goes, oh, Hunter Mountain. I started laughing. I was like, that's right up the road from my house. And like immediately we became video game best friends.
Yeah.
Because it's Arma. You're in in-game chat, so it's VoIP.
Yeah.
I don't carry a radio. We don't carry radio.
No,
I want to play Arma. Fuck the radio. He died. I'm by myself in the middle of an airfield.
So alone.
And I'm like, oh, what do I do now?
Your friend died.
I pick up his radio to get onto the chat and be like, hey, I'm still here. Can you send help? And it was like one of those moments like, I made a friend in game. This was super fun.
Yeah, but then
he died.
As soon as he died, he's lost to oblivion.
Yeah.
Like in that game, he could spawn anywhere.
Yeah.
Like
he got a group together. They came back with a helicopter and did an air assault on the airfield.
Oh, that's pretty
dope.
badass.
Yeah, it was
I'm
one
gonna
of them.
save my dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was super funny.
he lives near the mountain I broke my leg on. We are bonded forever.
After his friend died, Jordan couldn't cope with the guilt, so he took up alcohol to numb the pain.
Yeah. Just become a crippling alcoholic.
They show up and all your shit, it's like a yard sale. There's just shit all on the ground and you're just like sitting Indian style in the middle of it.
I've accepted my fate.
Do you game a lot, Tom? No? I take it you're like super busy with Amped.
No. So actually, that's actually an interesting thing.
So you're not super busy with AMP?
I don't do anything at Amped. I exist at Amped. That's it. No,
You do Wednesday live streams.
That's all I do. I exist on the Wednesday live streams and I do nothing else. No. Amped for me. I mean, even the last time you guys had me on the podcast, like Amped for me has like evolved so much because now I'm involved with so many higher up things of the company that my day usually used to be like, oh, I'm gonna build X gun and I'm going to help customer service answer a technical question, and then slowly became now I'm in meetings about like, are these trips generating enough revenue? Do we keep doing this thing? Are we diverting enough funds here and developing these things? It's very weird, the conversations we're now having at Amped, because like a year ago, like a year or two ago, we boomed during COVID, and we boomed so much that we started to have to get really organized with our numbers.
Yeah.
And now we have to have meetings about the numbers and like I'm getting very boring talking right now, but
No,
like,
but that's,
No, you're not. You're not.
it's very weird to me because like my wife has been great for me because like I'll come home and I'm like, oh, we had this meeting today, and she's like, stop talking.
yeah.
Go do some other thing. You're gonna put your phone down because like that's gonna happen tomorrow at work. So getting back to your original question, do I play video games? I actually was forcing myself to try and play Tarkov for a very long time.
Hey, if you want to play, let me know.
That sounds like
Absolutely. But like I literally was forcing myself to play video games because I needed something to just detach from. But like, I don't know, video games aren't the same that they were for me when I was growing up. Because like you guys are talking about, you know, like you would meet your friends on Xbox 360 and, you know, you would try and play Call of Duty with them and it would be fun because they're all at the same time. Now it's like you're adults, but you're you know, Dave, you're up in New York. You guys are up in New York. I have Ian over in like Philadelphia. And I literally said to him one night, I'm like forcing myself to play video games. He's like, well, me and the Grimnir guys are, you know, playing Ready or Not tonight if you want to come on. I was like,
this fucking
Whoa,
guy.
hold on. I'm going to defend Ian for a second. He did play Arma with us.
Yeah, once.
Like twice.
Okay, twice.
Yeah.
This
Dave is
motherfucker.
hurt.
he was trying to help me. No, it was. Oh my God.
your son's bedtime.
Fucking guy.
This guy.
Jeez.
I forgot to tell my phone that I'm staying for the night game, and it told me to leave work.
Wow. Okay, that was very on topic.
Got a phone.
Do we want to talk about that one text?
Which one text?
The one from your wife to me.
Oh, man. Yeah, I forgot what the text was, but I remember it was funny. What was it?
So one random day, it took me a week to realize she sent it to me. We were late at the shop working, and she got so frustrated with it, she messaged me and was like, "Can you tell Anthony to come home, please?" Like,
No.
If I don't set alarms, I'll stay there till after midnight working on guns because I'm just like so oriented towards just finishing things.
You're in the workflow.
But you know, like I wouldn't even call it a workflow.
it just
Yeah.
gets out of
Flow
control
flow
so
state
fast.
is a thing. Flow state is when you're working at
Yeah.
your most efficient and highest focus. But when it gets so late in the night,
Yeah.
you know, I'm just like, I have the mentality of like I should be wrapping up soon.
Yes.
So I'm not just like doing things with full intention.
Yeah.
You know, but I also refuse to make mistakes. So there's just a lot of pussyfooting around getting certain things done.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just best for me to go home, get sleep,
No, you're not wrong.
come back the next day, and actually just have a fresh mindset.
I get it.
My wife makes my schedule now. So
Yep.
she's a stay-at-home mom now. I get to let her do that. Thank God.
If we do anything socially, it's my wife is like, hey, so this thing is happening next week. And I'm like, and I'm not on a event, right? And she's like, I checked, you're not, and you're doing this thing and you have no option. I'm like, cool, I'll socialize for once. I'm like, cool, I don't have friends unless you involve my friends with me. So
Hello, fellow humans. I am here to socialize.
hi, I'm not an airsofter for a moment.
We have a calendar on the side of our fridge, and my girlfriend, like, literally a month ahead. She's probably 3 months ahead in her head, but
Yeah.
she like lists everything out, and it's all color coordinated, so I know like what like. Okay, that's a Cameron thing. I don't have to worry about that. This is an us thing. She puts the night games. She put it because I forget. I mean, you know, the brain is going in 7 different directions
Yes.
at any one given time. And so like I forget night games all the time. I'm always like, fuck, there's a night game. Like,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. But you're set to go home like at a certain time on a Saturday.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay.
This is what I'm bad at. Well, I used to be really bad at. I would stay here late doing all sorts of shit out there and
We'd stay here till midnight.
and well, we also used to hang out and like barbecue and shit like that, but different time. But I had to. I was telling Kevin today. I was like, you know what's great about being a ref? I was like, what? I was like, when you leave here after I pay you and you leave here, you can turn the Zulu brain off.
Yes.
I was like, I can't.
No.
I go home and I think about it 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, and fit my life around, you know, this place. I mean, today was Ronnie's wedding,
Yeah, we missed Ronnie.
Today's Ronnie's wedding. and
Thanks, Ronnie.
congratulations, Ronnie.
JoJo's his best man. Have
I'll
fun,
get it.
guys.
There'll be a check waiting for him. You'll be all right.
Yeah, actually, the wedding's happening right now.
And so it's
Nice.
for that live studio audience.
Live studio audience.
If you rev your engine while driving up and down, okay, I'm gonna stop.
Oh, he got it again.
Yeah.
He wins. He won the prize. You know that prize you get when you win when you rev your engine.
I debated rolling in here with the 250 with max volume of just.
Is that a diesel?
Yes.
Oh, dude, black smoke all the way up the driveway.
I wish, because I want to def delete it, but DOT is the thing, and I hate it. I really hate it because I'm just like, I really wish we could actually make more power and be more efficient, and that would actually be better for the company.
Yeah.
Get a Cybertruck.
No. That's actually a deep joke at the company because Kurt looked into, and Kurt is a very smart man, but Kurt looked into a fleet of Cybertrucks.
A fleet?
Yes. So he was going to get one for himself and then see if we could tow the whole way to New Mexico with it while stopping at the like the Tesla chargers at Planet. It added like 10 hours to the trip.
Oof.
And it was like, well, we could try that for local stuff. And then they came out and then you saw all the problems with the towing capacity.
I was going to say, did everyone see the whistling diesel video?
Yes. Yeah. And it was like, yeah, I'm very glad we did not get those.
But they look cool.
They look so cool.
And they're bulletproof.
There's one
NC4
Cybertruck. There's one Cybertruck in this New Windsor.
Oh no, there's more than one.
There's one in the safe. There's more than one.
I have seen 4 so far.
There's one by my house.
Did you see the orange one?
How do you know there are 4 different ones? No, I'm talking about one.
Glitch has made its way around.
There is one Cybertruck in this area that is just covered in.
I've seen that one.
Like art. Like it's like a campaign sign for.
Well, yeah,
it's the most American thing I've seen in a long time.
So Daniel Tosh made a joke a long time ago, and he said, you know, when you put a bumper sticker on your car, from the perspective of somebody else looking at it, it doesn't matter what the words say on your bumper sticker. It reads, "I'm poor."
You know, that's really similar to something someone told me one time. This might be a little over the line. I used to have a New Windsor PD magnetic bumper sticker on my old
take it
car.
off.
Yeah, well, on
I
my
see
old
those
car.
all over the place.
Yeah, and somebody that may or may not have worked at that department at one point in time told me, they're like, don't keep that on your car. I was like, why? And they're like, that only means 2 things in this town. Either you're 100 years old or you do heroin.
This will trick them. I'll support them.
Yeah.
Then I can sell my heroin.
Okay.
They'll have no idea.
Got a new car, didn't put that on there.
There should be Zulu 24 bumper stickers. But like it can't just be the logo. It has to be like, hey, there's an airsoft field around here. So anybody driving behind you in traffic who's heard of airsoft will be like, wait, there's one around here.
Wait.
So I thought about it in the term of like,
Yeah.
we're gonna talk about my personality. I drive a Jeep. I thought about getting a tire carrier or like a tire cover because I have the spare tire on the back. That was just like, what is Zulu Outdoor or like the ZuluOutdoor.com, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
To see how much traction you actually get from that.
Yeah.
But then I could not I just couldn't bring myself to put my business on my car.
Yeah, like Mario when he got the Zulu logo put on his ridiculous Jeep. He was like, "Hey, do you want me to put it on yours?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll let you do it."
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't you used to have one on your?
On the Tacoma.
Yeah, the Tacoma.
But that was cool. That was like it was vinyl, and it was all the right colors and everything, and it was also small. It was like this. It wasn't on the back. It was on the side window.
It just looked like a cool decal.
It looked like adverting. I figured I'll just get a tattoo.
If I put an Antec logo on my car, and if I go anywhere in public where there's an airsofter there, they're going to stop me and ask me tech questions, and I'm going to be stuck there.
That's a potential customer, Anthony.
No, not because of them, because I'm going to not be able to not explain everything in excruciating detail. Like, oh, well, you know, when you have nozzle alignment. Well, actually.
I'm going to look at the camera when I start this. This is by no means talking shit about anyone.
No.
When that happens in public, it is some of the funniest shit ever. So, like, every Tuesday is mandatory fun day with my mom. We'll go out to the mall. I'll be like, hey, what do you want to go do? Like, take her out.
Aww.
We'll be walking around the mall, and just randomly some dude will come up and be like, oh my God, you're the Zulu photographer. Like, hey man, how's it going?
Do you have my pictures?
Yeah,
Can
do
you
you have my
send them?
photos? And I'm just like, oh, God damn it. Or like, I'll be out to dinner with my girlfriend, and like, they'll be in the same restaurant. There's one kid that works locally at the grocery store we like to go to every time. He's just like, hey, dude, how's it going? He like pats me on the back. He's like, you gonna beat the field this weekend? I'm like, yes, I am. I'm buying groceries right now. Can I go do that? Like, nothing mean, but it's just like, man, it's really funny when it happens.
It's very awkward. And it's very awkward that it's actually started happening to me because I was never the face of the company other than I probably started being when I was on the lives. But it happened to Wes next to me because everybody knows who Wes is.
Oh.
And I think we were in a mall when it happened. We were going to movies. Like him, me, and girlfriends and a few other people from work were going to see a movie. I think it was one of the Godzilla movies, and the guy at the ticket counter was like, "Are you amped, Wes?"
Yeah.
Literally, we all jointly cringed, and he just went,
He called you
"Yeah,
amped Wes.
I'm not amped, Wes, right now. I'm just Wes." And I didn't like go see a movie.
So I have a G&G ARP9.
We were all
that one HPA.
We all just went, "Oh."
When's that flak?
GGs.
When's the flak 10's gonna come out?
Yeah, dude.
How's the Lev AR?
Oh, yeah.
The what?
The Lev AR. Okay, so the Lev AR is the G&G lever action gun.
Okay.
I love it.
Is it based?
Wait, it's an airsoft gun?
Yeah, it's an airsoft.
So it's a gas-powered lever action that
Yeah.
uses AEG M4 because it's not a gas blowback. You have to actuate.
and it uses any G&G AR-15 upper.
Okay.
So like you can put combat.
So it has an M4 hop-up chamber?
Yes.
Oh, you got to try that new Max Hop with the
Yes, and
Are we contractually obligated to like this?
no.
No.
Okay,
no.
yeah, that sounds awful.
I mean,
No.
it's
No,
It's
you
a-
do not have to like
it's
this.
a
That sounds
cringy.
fucking
I
awful.
think it's a cringy gun.
I think it might be a practical gas gun for the winter.
It is hysterically fun to use.
Got to try it with that Max Hop that uses the GBB barrel and bucking.
I haven't tried that yet.
I'm in love with this.
I've already broken one, and Ryan from G&G, if he ever watches this, he will laugh at me because I literally set it down 2 feet off of a couch because I was like getting kit on. This happened at Copperhead. He was letting me run it for a little bit, and I'm in one of the houses at Copperhead, and I swear it's literally this high to the table. I set it down on an armrest of a couch, and I'm like, oh, that's cushioned, set, and it's right where the body and the stock are, and it's literally right at that seam, and the stock is pressurized with gas,
Oh.
and I just let it go, and it just, I guess, flexed just enough for the pressure of the gas to just
Where's the gas stored on that?
in the stock. So like it's think of like a TM shotgun.
So you
Right.
could HPA tap that super.
100%.
Is
Okay.
is the canister like removable? Like,
No. It is like an internal reservoir. It's not removable, but I have to make a note of that. That he knew about it. Like I literally brought it to him. I'm like, so sorry. He's like, we already reinforced that part. That was just an old demo, so I'm not even worried about it. I was waiting for it to break. I was like, oh, all right. Thanks for telling me that.
It's like one of those meme guns that where you just like you're sitting around and you're just like we should do cowboy kits, and then that one person takes it seriously and goes out and buys that thing, and
That's effectively what they did.
they show up and you're like we were just joking, like yeah, but I got a lever action.
Now I have it.
I would love to do a cowboy game.
that would be cool.
Valhack
It's just-
does one.
I know they just call it the Wild West, but like I want to do a cowboy game.
We can do.
I want to do like Custard's Last Stand, but cowboy version.
We can
It's
start.
just the other team. How do you market the other team?
we can
Cowboys
start.
verse
Yeah,
the
cowboys.
people.
Yeah, yeah. And I would be on that other team.
Yeah.
And the appropriating culture comments we would get would be
Who cares?
but think about it. They make so I know they make this for paintball. I don't know if they make it for airsoft.
They make a bow and arrow.
They do.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my
They
god!
do.
You know
Yeah.
how much fun that would be.
My
Like
friend
if we could
Corey
just
has
put
one.
if we could put all
I can make an airsoft bow and arrow.
This
I can
one already
design
exists.
it.
Relax.
This
I can
brings
make
me
one
full
that's R
circle.
hopped.
You know what I really want to try?
Our opt.
I can make one with the hop up. I can do it.
It has a hop up, but have
Mine
you
would be
seen
better.
archery tag?
I have seen archery.
I
tag.
want to do it so bad. There's nowhere around here that offers
What, with the
it.
foam? on
Yeah,
the-
like full
yeah.
paintball mask, but
Yeah.
like foam bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Like I want to do archery tag so
No,
bad.
I want to go full regalia, freaking headdress, the whole 9 yards. The problem,
Chief.
yeah.
Dave's
I
out
mean,
there doing the rain dance.
there's an obvious problem with that.
No.
Today's culture.
No.
like it would be the most fun game. Everybody would have a great time, but like one person would take a picture and then we'd be canceled.
Let's play that out though. Hang on.
We'd be fucking canceled.
Let's play that out though.
How would
You're
TikTok?
canceling Airsoft. It's already canceled.
Well, sure, but like
Airsoft's really inclusive when you think about it.
No, Airsoft itself is, but to the outside people, we
Oh,
are
yeah.
so shadow banned everywhere. Like anytime,
well,
I
it's
can-
because we're all right wing conspiracy theorists, fucking
Oh,
crazy people that live in the woods.
it's all real, bro.
Yeah.
If we want to go down a rabbit hole, I have a new tinfoil hat. But I can always tell when the Zulu Instagram page is shadow banned because like a good post, like a great post, 600 likes.
It was
Yeah.
the best post.
Oh shit!
I've made a lot of posts. This post is maybe the best post.
Damn it!
They said,
Oh.
"Wow, what a great post."
Okay, so like great post, like
We might have
500,
to take a
600
water
likes,
break.
I
and
need to take a water break.
you can always see because like you brought it up before when you look at the interactions, it'll show like 40-50% people that don't follow you. shadow banned. Hey, this post only got 30 likes and 99.7% of the people that saw it follow us.
Yeah, no.
Shadow banned.
Well, but we don't
Now
do
we're
that.
Shadow banned again.
Are we again?
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
From all the night game posts, yeah. Because Instagram, the algorithm uses keywords. So if I talk about, like, I have to word it strategically. So if I say, if you play the day game, you get a discount on admission for night game. Now the algorithm sees a gun in the photo and talking about currency, shadow ban.
Yeah.
Because now you're talking, because to the algorithm, it's just, there's a gun and they're talking about payment. They're trying to sell firearms.
We can't say, so we had the Labor Day sale recently, and we couldn't say sale in it.
Yeah.
We had to say, we had a Labor Day event.
Extravaganza.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah.
we couldn't say the word sale, we couldn't say product, we couldn't say
Big Connect. Oh.
yeah, no, like we were like Labor Day event.
Yeah.
Our Labor Day thing
Thing
is happening.
We will unlock the doors and
Yeah.
you can come inside.
And it was like it was it's the dumbest thing ever.
So I had to do it. Well, we did an event in West Point, right? And
I remember.
it was like during COVID. It was like worst possible timing, and West Point was super. I couldn't say West Point.
Yeah.
I couldn't say like what it was we were doing because it was like a training event for cadets that was incorporating airsoft. So we were more role play. Like it was actually kind of involved, and I couldn't say any of that. So like our contact at West Point, I was like, what am I supposed to say?
Yeah.
Hey, give me $70 for this game. I swear you're gonna like it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly.
Like I have to be able to promote this somehow. And they're like, well, you figure it out. And then they were like, everybody's got to be vaccinated and all that stuff. I said, cool. What if I give them a questionnaire that says, did you receive the vaccine? And it says yes or no. He's like, everybody's got to check yes. I said, Roger that. Everybody will check yes.
Everybody said they were vaccinated.
Here's the funny part. The day of the event, this guy fills it out and hands it to him, and I look at it, and he checked no. And I was like, okay, listen, you can't play unless you check yes. I'm going to give this back to you, and you can fill out another one if you'd like.
Yeah.
And because I can't say like, hey, you need to lie on this form.
Please,
just in case you made a typo.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like you messed up here.
Yeah.
You want to fill out another one?
Yeah.
Cool. But the event went off without a hitch. It was a good time. But promoting it was like,
no,
I swear it's at a cool place. I swear.
Yeah,
Sweet.
like we could tell him verbally in person, but like when we're making content, Dave's just like, it's at a very special facility that we can't talk about. I promise.
Super secret.
This is before I worked at West Point.
Oh, okay.
I had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, sure.
You can't even say you work at West Point.
No, he can.
I can.
We just can't use that segment for TikTok.
Oh.
Yeah, TikTok's also extremely horrible.
Yeah,
that's. Are you kidding? That's like the armpit of fucking humanity.
I can't have it. So TikTok is banned. There's a cyber awareness training we have to do.
Yeah.
And they're just flat out just like TikTok is banned. Like, it's so simple.
Yeah, well, it's the military, so they're just like, this is not a democracy. This is a totalitarian state. Like, we don't give a shit.
We do not care, and you are going to do it, or we're going to make you do even more burpees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost went to Copperhead 2 years ago. How was Copperhead?
So Copperhead's interesting. It's a very cool event. Let me say that. Copperhead, the way that the gameplay is a normal AMS gameplay, right? It's super fun. And what I would say is, if you think that it's an urban AO, it is actually not. It is a bunch of houses. They're all cookie cutter houses on a street. But the thing is that if you imagine a street in the desert, everything's really spread out.
Yeah.
So all the buildings you're fighting between are like the maximum distance an airsoft gun can reach.
Fantastic.
And so it's cool if you have smoke, if you have grenades, and if you have some guys with maybe some launchables. They had all that this year, and it ran very well.
They allowed the launchables?
They made a day of call and allowed launchables, yeah. Which was interesting.
Yeah, usually they don't.
They were, so I talked to Cody about it when we got on site, and because Bo tore his ACL, so he wasn't there.
Oh, that sucks.
Who gave the game brief?
Cody.
Cody?
Cody was... I don't care. Cody knows this. Cody is definitely afraid of talking in front.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
He's definitely afraid.
I really like Cody. Cody's super chill.
Cody is very chill.
Bo literally told when they came up here to do their final Eastern Front. I was like, hey, we do a podcast now. Like, you want to be on? And Bo was like, no, get Cody on here.
Yeah.
Like he needs to work on his public speaking. He did great. Cody did fine.
Cody actually, I think when Cody's talking to people one-on-one, he is super fine. He's normal. The second he gets in front of a crowd, he like looks everywhere but to anyone's face. He just gets like, he says the information he needs to say, and then all the sponsors in the back are heckling.
Yeah.
Basically what was happening. And because we all know, we're like, you're shaking.
Yeah. Got him.
But no, Copperhead's really fun, especially if you want to go somewhere remote and almost it's because of how
remote.
Yes,
that place is not remote.
Well,
that place is on the edge of the earth.
Yes.
When I was gonna go, I was like, oh, I'll fly in. Where do I need to fly in? It's like El Paso, and then I'll just rent a car and drive. And then I looked at the roads. Dude, I looked at the roads, and they're perfectly straight.
Yep.
Into Mars.
Yeah.
Into nothingness, and then all of a sudden, there's like, oh, there's Plies.
Yeah. And then there's 30 miles is the border.
There's nothing. There's nothing within like 60 miles of that.
The
place.
closest thing to Plias is a border patrol officer. Like literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in the like wherever in New Mexico that's at. It's in Mars.
It's at the end of the flat Earth.
Yeah, it is.
No,
it's the edge. It's
seriously.
not the edge. It's like you go over the flat Earth. It's like this part.
Yeah.
Do you see the ice wall?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
I remember
there actually is a
that
giant mountain that is the ice wall.
Yeah.
That was
That's where they filmed Game of Thrones.
Wait, is flat Earth real on the podcast?
No.
Oh, in this
reality.
in this universe, let's make it real.
We're all flat earthers. Welcome to the
If the Earth is round, why is this table flat?
Right? How come water always finds its level? When I look at the ocean, it looks flat. I hate myself for even saying that. All right.
I'm really trying. I'm
really trying.
I tried. I can't. My logic is too strong. I can't. I'm sorry. I've seen too many boats go over the fucking horizon.
They fell off, Dave. That's not the horizon.
That's right. They're dead.
The
right.
real existential crisis is coming to the recognition that the people that truly believe the Earth is flat get to vote. And it matters as much as yours does.
You're the right one. Thank you, 4chan, for that fucking...
Nice.
But anyway, Plias, how was it?
Very good. I really like going down there because it's so remote, and it kind of ends up being this giant camping fest. Like, yes, there's a bunch of airsofters there, but I swear it's okay.
Yeah.
But like, there's 500 people there that cannot leave unless they want to drive an hour in one direction to the nearest town, which has nothing. And
I think there's a Walmart there.
There's a tiny Walmart for the Border Patrol to use. But that is literally no, seriously, like the only thing happening there is the
tiny
Border Patrol.
Walmart.
It's a very tiny Walmart.
Wait, so as a civilian, can you go in there and buy stuff?
Yes, no.
Okay.
You can go in there. I'm just saying the only business they ever get is from the Border Patrol.
When you say a tiny Walmart, like, did it just like not have the sporting goods section? Like, did it not have the like what?
Well, I don't think they need the gardening.
How
section.
did they?
No, they yes, they do not need the gardening section.
Was it like a kiosk?
It was effectively
It was a kiosk.
It was effectively a kiosk. So, like, have you ever? I don't know. Have you seen a very large gas station that actually offers like a little bit of groceries, or
Like
something?
Buc-ee's?
Yeah. Okay. This is actually a really good comparison. It was
Buc-ee's.
a Walmart labeled Buc-ee's is
Oh,
effectively
dude.
what it was.
Fucking Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
I was telling these guys, I was like, hey, man, we're all tired of being poor, right? And I was like, yeah. I'm like, let's get $10 million and open up a fucking Buc-ee's right here. I was like, every Buc-ee's I've been to, two at this point.
Yeah.
To include the world's largest. I'll just throw that out there.
Where'd you find that?
That's in Tennessee.
Oh, really?
It's the world's largest one, yeah.
Huh.
So
The biggest Buc-ee.
it's the biggest Buc-ee's. Like the first Buc-ee's in Georgia we went to had like 60, 70 pumps, and they were all full with like, oh, is that on the list?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. You damn kids.
What list?
Don't worry
about it.
Yeah, it's all right.
Did you make a bingo card?
No.
For this without telling me?
No.
No, we made a
but-
water game.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
got a
but
water game.
definitely talking about Buc-ee's and the pumps.
Oh,
70 gas pumps, they're all full and people are waiting in line.
Dude, that's how it
Fucking
was
crazy.
at Iron Horse. I sent the same guy to go get us food every day at Iron Horse
Nice.
while we were running the trailers and stuff, and he's like, I liked Buc-ee's before coming on this trip. If you tell me to go to a Buc-ee's to get us food, you're getting shot.
Yeah, but those brisket sandwiches?
They're worth it. They very much are worth it if I'm not the one going to
Yeah. It's all the worst things about Walmart, like mixed into a fucking gas.
Wait, so maybe we should start that as the next meme page. Have you seen the People of Walmart account?
The Walmartians.
No. It's literally an account called People of Walmart.
Yes.
Is there one for Buc-ee's?
I doubt it because Buc-ee's, if I had to say, it's a little higher class.
Okay.
A little higher class.
Yeah.
A lot of beef jerky, which is kind of weird, but like the briskets are fucking good, man.
Do you know what
You wanna go to
Airsoft
Buc-ee's.
introduced to me?
Buc-ee's is fantastic.
Never been there.
You should go.
Loves.
I'll agree
Oh.
with that.
I
Loves?
did not.
You mean the truck stop?
I did
Yes.
not
No.
know what Loves was until
It's
AMS
great. You can take a
Arsenal.
shower and
Yeah.
And get buzzed every time that you're like out filling gas. Ding, 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 ding. Shower's ready for a customer.
yeah.
It's just like every 30 seconds, I'm like, I've been on the road for
The
8
fact
fucking
that you
hours.
can, that's the most like compassionate thing a business could do for truckers ever, and just people in general. Like, oh my God, a fucking shower.
I still prefer Sheets.
I prefer Sheets.
Does Sheets have a shower?
No.
No.
It's not a truck
It's just
stop.
sheets.
The fact that you
It's
can
an
be
awesome gas station. That's what
Yes.
it is.
you could be disgusting after an Airsoft game, and you can stop at a Loves and at the very least just shower.
I would
That
never
is-
use
You
one of
better
those
bring your
showers.
fucking
Yeah.
flip flops.
I brought flip flops.
Yeah.
and I threw them out after.
Yeah, they're done. You know how much?
Yeah.
You know how much DNA materials on the free
Anthony just
floor?
comes out with a black foot.
Lonely truckers out there, man. Not a lot of lot lizards going
No.
around anymore. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
As a partial trucker myself can confirm.
You do? Yeah.
I mean, no, seriously.
By a
like,
fine line of technicality, you fit the definition.
by a fine line of technicality, I am not in the weight class and do not have the license of a trucker. However, I do the hours that a trucker does in a truck.
Yeah.
It's oh god.
So when
Shout out DOT.
amped going to all these games,
Yeah.
there had to have been a meeting at some point where you guys are looking at the board, the whiteboard of ideas, like
Yeah.
what's good for this company. You're like,
Yeah.
we're gonna bring a trailer to, like every single Airsoft event we possibly can.
So do you want to know how? I don't know if I've actually brought this up on a podcast before with how we started, but we basically started. Kurt started with a 10-man army tent that was he would deploy at events. We started at like Lion Claws events, and we would just close the shop down. We would bring the 10-man army tent and we would put it up like the day before.
Mhm.
It took like 3 or 4 hours, and everything was in bins. We put grid wall up. We like set
think I
up
remember
a
this.
I remember
store.
this.
No, it was like crazy the setup that we
Yeah.
used to do.
That's pretty Milsim.
It was very but that was kind of the point. Was like this fits the this is
The
the
theme.
outpost.
The
And-
trailer is not Milsim.
no, it is not, but
It's efficient.
It's
way
efficient.
better.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so much better.
Now you can bring air compressors.
Yeah, well, so that we started there, and then we moved on to okay, we're now not just going to Lion Claws. Oh yeah, let's time check.
Hey, we're okay.
We are not just going to Lion Claws. We're going to a few local plays that are actually helpful, and we're actually going a little bit further out, going to different people. So it's like, well, we kind of need a trailer to move the tent around, and also we kind of need a different trailer, like a small one, like I think it was an 8-foot at the time, enclosed, and it was just all the product was in there, and we kind of took everything out, and then we put grid wall in there, and we're like, oh, we can run this really efficiently just out of this 8-foot trailer that weighed even more than the long ones that we now use. And then eventually it kind of just developed from there, like, well, now it's like, how much product can we fit in X trailer? This is what I mean. We're having very different conversations than we used to have of like, how efficient can we make this and also still support the players in the exact same way?
Yeah.
Like that is the one thing we do not want to compromise, is we always want to be helpful to the players. And how can we be more helpful? How can we be less tired so we're more helpful? How do we bring air to events? And how do we, just support everybody at that event, especially at remote locations in the middle of Mars?
Yeah.
But that's how that whole thing happened, was just there was a conversation about just efficiency, and we cannot close now that we're doing online sales and we need to ship certain speeds. How do we not take the entire office out of the store for an entire one event weekend, and how do we justify that?
Yeah, because then you have to close down your retail location. As
Exactly.
Well, now you guys got a field to top it off.
Do you guys still close your retail location when you
No.
bring the trailer? You don't have to do that anymore.
No, because we've gotten to the point where I can run that trailer with 2 people. Like we can have 2 drivers if it's a far drive. I have 1 person behind the register, 1 person at the airfill, and also working the crowd. If we're at bigger events, you guys seen us at bigger events.
Yeah.
We have like 6 people instead of what we used to have was like 12, because it was such a big system that was so clunky. And now it's like we are just so efficient with it, and everything is planned out now, and it's become more of a business, right? Like it's much more of a business to run what we're doing than like a hobby store.
Yeah.
And you know, that has made us change a lot of different things, some for the better, some for the worse, but also different, not really for the worse yet. I don't think yet. I think there's definitely some people that take a look at, you know, like you guys have a certain feel about you, right? Like you're good with your local community. You have like, you guys, you're complaining about people at your local grocery store finding you.
Yeah.
But like now it's become much more like we're kind of a business. We're not just like a local airsoft store.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, actually, how did you guys get, so there was definitely a period of time where the vendors and we were just doing Lions Claw back then because that's really all we knew about, right? Like where the vendors were just like this amalgamation of like G&G and like all these.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden AMP started showing up. Like how did that get started?
I mean, it was Kurt talking to John Liu, and it wasn't even originally Kurt talking to John Liu. There was a guy in the Pittsburgh area. His name was Greg Brothers. Actually,
Rest in peace.
I was about to say he recently died. He was a great dude. But Greg was a local to our area, and he was very big with Lion Claws as far as cadre goes.
Yeah.
And he floated the idea he basically talked to Kurt and was like, why don't you guys come out and support, you know, the games? And Kurt, being the kind of crazy man that he is and was at the time, was just like, yeah, we can figure that out. Like, that's Kurt's entire identity. Yeah, we can figure that out. Like, the entirety of AMP basically runs on, I think we can figure that out. Like, that's literally how we do everything. And
I'd love to meet Kurt in person.
He's a fun guy.
I think you have one time. Like, he's definitely been up here,
I
like
know.
before you were really AMP Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I was up here one time with him and we talked with you. But no, we that's where we got in with Lion Claws. And that's where the whole vending happened, and how do we, you know, get enough material in to sell at events, make it work. Why are we even here, you know?
And then trying to figure out what you put on the trailer to begin with.
Dude, it's now it's like a rotating thing, because now airsoft's so much bigger than it was when we started doing it, and there's so many new companies, and they're not all crap companies. Like, we can't just filter out like nobody wants to buy your stuff. It's not good quality. We're not going to sell that to people because it's not good quality. Now there's like a million different companies that are like, we actually make quite good things, and you should carry all of the company's things.
Yeah, of course.
And it's crazy. I could go on for days about
that. I get that.
It was like you know, we were going to events, and all of a sudden we see this little, I remember the tent.
Yeah.
Like, oh, AMP, that's pretty cool. And then it was like overnight, all of a sudden it was like, AMP's going here, AMP's going here, AMP's going to be here. Do your pre-orders for frags, AMP's here, AMP's with Milson West, AMP's with fucking, like, holy shit. Like you guys spread like the coronavirus.
Usually
it was during Corona.
Yeah.
It was really Corona, because what happened in PA and what happened in California was really what I think like made us a lot bigger. Was in PA, there were so many restrictions, federal restrictions, state restrictions on going out. You couldn't do certain things, but there was a loophole for food trucks, and there was a loophole for golfing, which accumulated
bullshit.
Yes, I know it was 100% bullshit. Yeah. And because golfing, the things that they put into golfing as an activity, and they basically put in for the PA way they wrote it, was any outdoor activity that falls within the guidelines of golfing was allowed at the time. Airsoft was allowed at the time. And when we blew up going to events was a little bit before COVID, I want to say. But what really did it was California, you could not go into the building for like 8 weeks.
Yeah.
So Evike was shut down. A bunch of places in California were completely shut down, and we couldn't operate our brick and mortar. We could not be in the building unless it was like one person, Kurt, or two people on the opposite ends of the building, me and Kurt, and maybe one other person would rotate in. And we would literally come in, fill the trailer, and find an event. And that was how we were making money during COVID, was because we could operate the business out of the trailer. We could not operate it out of the brick and mortar.
Yeah.
It was nuts that we were even able to do that. But yeah, no, the part of the reason we spread like the coronavirus was because a lot of places were trying to have events. A lot of people were trying to come back to Airsoft, and we were like, we're still up and running, guys. And they're like, we need support. So they started letting us into places we weren't ever really allowed in before because there was some local vendor or something like that. And we were up and running and we had the ability to get there. And we basically said, we can figure that out again. And we started going everywhere. And then post-COVID, we had so many contracts with places now because we just were consistently showing up that people were like, we know how you operate. You guys are professional and you guys provide a good service. And we like working with you. Keep coming back. And that's where we started just going to so many different things. And now we're going to so many different things.
Has Kurt ever thought about opening up a second location on the West Coast?
So we thought about that. I think about 2 years ago when we were really booming, we actually had a conversation about it. And I think what we talked about was we were talking about doing it in California because his uncle lived in the Los Angeles area. And he was like, I could work with my uncle to help run it, to help kind of get it off the ground because I have somebody out there I trust. I can, have the business be managed appropriately. And then we were talking about it, it's like, it's so saturated in California. Yes, there's a large market, but actually from a logistics standpoint, it'd be better to open in Texas.
Yeah.
So we actually started looking into like Fort Worth area to try and figure out, do we even want to do that? And the real estate cost or the leasing cost, and we're very lease like we're allergic to leases because Kurt used to own a few different fields, and the lease basically was like, oh, you're chill to be here for like a year or two, and then they kind of the local area was like, airsoft, don't know about that, and put pressure on the leaseholder. It's like, hey, we're done with you. So like, we're kind of allergic to leases because of that.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like now when we were looking into it, it was like the only thing we could afford was a lease. And that, again, like absolutely not. We're not going to risk everything on somebody telling us in a year or two, which Texas is different, but yeah,
you sign like a commercial lease, probably 10, 15 years.
Yeah. And you could definitely do that, but still, it's like to do a 10, 15-year lease.
It also means you're locked in for 10 to 15
years.
And
it had to work, basically.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it had to work, and it had to work right.
You're going to sink your fortune in to make sure you can get to that 15th year.
No, and it was, dude, there was a large talking. There was a large meeting of, I think, about 8 different people we had in the room of all the major managers of the company at the time. We were like, do we want to go this route? And then we looked at the trailers, and we're like, we're kind of all over the place. To spread out logistically, we're kind of already doing that. Does it suck compared to opening up another brick and mortar? Yes, but we have so many dealers that we work with now too.
Yeah.
That we as a company don't really feel like we need to open another brick and mortar ourselves. I know Evike is doing a lot of their outpost stuff.
I was going to say Evike jumped on the Texas thing.
And that was another reason why we really didn't go there. Because Airsoft GI's there, Evike's there. There were a ton of players.
Is GI still there?
I think they're still there. If not, I think they're still.
I know they tried the Virginia thing.
I have no idea if that worked out. I don't think that worked out at all.
It didn't.
Yeah. Which that's a weird area because there's like nothing in Virginia.
Well, they had GI Tactical for a while, which was their East Coast store in Virginia.
Yeah.
I think it lasted like 4 or 5 years and then it closed down.
Yeah, that died. But like there's like the only thing in Virginia really, or in like the Maryland area, is Battlehack. Like it's the only thing over there.
For retail, and then you've also got Augusta Airsoft, which is in Virginia.
Yeah, and his field's cool. We've been down there a few times. I like his field, but he's not really like a retailer. He's not really a support.
Yeah, it's more of a field.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I could talk for days about like the corporate level stuff that we're now doing.
It almost seems like the only real issue with the current system is just that logistically it's a nightmare to get your trailer from Pittsburgh to like California.
Also, how many trailers are you running now?
And would opening a location in California make it worth it?
So to quickly answer yours, we have 2 right now. We almost got a third.
I was gonna say I thought you guys were moving.
We were about to get 3. But it's the wear and tear on the staff. It's not worth it to have 3.
Fair.
But to open up in California, like it's just does not make sense.
Yeah.
It really does not for us.
Well, I imagine monetarily,
absolutely not. No.
To get close to any sort of population density, you're looking at $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 a month just in rent.
Plus,
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Plus, like you said, I off the top of my head, I can name 10 airsoft stores that are in California.
And there's no reason for us to be there. Like there's teams that reach out to us to sponsor them for Speedsoft stuff because of all the airline stuff we do. And they're like, when are you going to open a store out here? We all use all your products. We love your products and stuff. And it's like,
you're 10 people.
You're 10. No, exactly. You're 10 people. And also you know us.
Yeah.
Why do I need to be out there now if you already know who I am?
Well, it also,
Yeah, exactly.
so it makes sense to have like the HPA stuff for the Speedsoft dudes, but you guys distribute to Evike.
Exactly.
So they can go to Evike, which is arguably one of the largest.
And there's a few stores we distribute to in California. That's my thing is why would I, and I do this with bigger events too. Why would I, we're bigger in the industry, we are, as a bigger company, show up and stomp on the people who I'm working with to provide dealer support to. And yeah, my margins are better, but at the same time, they know the area. They work with the local people. They know the area way better than I'm going to be able to learn it in a year to sell to those people. I just don't see that as a smart business decision to go out there and basically uproot something because now I'm here when I already have somebody who's doing a really good job and working with us, and we're making money by helping them.
Sure.
And that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, because we've had that conversation before when you bounce ideas off of like what products to put on the trailer to come to Zulu.
Yeah.
Like, what do you carry versus what do you think the players are going to want?
Yeah.
And that's easy because like you guys are here for a weekend as opposed to being here every week.
Yeah, and it's like, mad rush. If you needed to restock on anything right now, what do you need right now?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's just like that. And it's super easy for me to just work with you guys. I would much rather work with you guys and support you guys than come up and like, somebody, I go up to the Stack Ops events in Massachusetts a lot. And they constantly buy from us now because we go up there so much, and EA is up there. They're really good friends of ours. They're really good guys. And they're like, when are you going to open a shop up here? And I'm like, well, why don't you just go buy from EA? Why don't you just go buy from them? They have basically everything. Oh, we like you guys. I appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. But support your local stores.
Sure. And I mean, you guys are doing a wholesale program with them as well. So
Exactly.
so by supporting the local store, they're supporting you anyway.
Exactly. When I don't think players get that either.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all stuff that's behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes I have to explain that to players because like they look and they go, oh, well, Amped has this. I'm like, yeah, like I could have it in a week because I work with Amped.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Easy day.
People message me and they're like, hey, Amped told me to message you because they say you do really good tech work. And then that conversation
I don't say that. Other
Yeah,
people
that-
say that. I don't say that.
That sounds like
Tom
fake,
says
fake news.
Tom says Antech is not based.
It's not based. That's why we send you all of your heat shrink with not based on
Tom
it.
said
I'm
right.
gonna
Real quick admin
Yes.
note. Do you need to do night vision rentals right now?
Are we starting the night rotations?
yes.
I mean,
it's
well, I mean,
6,
they're
10, like registration's open for the night game right now.
no. They definitely just did the safety brief at 6:00. So
Yeah, I just saw them up on
Yeah.
on the thing. So
Oh, okay.
I could do a quick pause, do the night vision rental stuff, and then we can come back.
well, let's see. I mean, the first couple games of light. Yeah, let's figure it out. I got to pee anyway.
Okay.
So that works out. We'll do that. Take a break for that. Get some water.
Water.
If we want to keep going, we keep going.
Yeah.
We got time.
I'm gonna get ready to play the night game.
I know we want
I
to play
worked
too, but
hard
also
today.
like Tom's here for podcast.
Yes. No,
I'm here for
gonna-
podcast. So I'm here for
We're not going to go all fucking 11.
If we come back, I will be in full kit.
That's fine.
Okay.
Maybe I'll go get mine.
Yeah. You put the rental rig back. Go get your AVS.
I don't know. This thing's comfortable.
Ah, there it is.
Thank God for editing. See, we were going to live stream.
Yeah, that would not have worked. That would not have worked tonight.
Yeah. Hey, Judy!
E-girl, get out here.
E-girl.
Oh, look at that. Oh, they're like right there.
Yeah. It's the
background.
it's the sports complex around the corner. Justin, Dom, and I used to work there.
4th of July. Well, oh, I'm probably fucking soaked. Yep.
Yeah, it was always a fun time because we would have to show up at 4:00 in the morning and we wouldn't leave until 1 a.m.
I can't believe I met your girlfriend.
You did meet my
That was
girlfriend.
hysterical.
I didn't know she was coming. She was like, I texted you. I went, you know the rules. When I'm at the shop, there's a 90% chance I'm not looking at my phone.
That was very funny.
Hell yeah.
So I don't know if it's not coming up like very clearly on the podcast board. So I don't think it's going to be a big problem for the audio.
Okay.
Like I can hear it, but it's not doing anything.
Yeah, no, I'm not even seeing it go up.
Yeah.
So, have you seen Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind?
I have not.
Oh my God.
No, it's just called the fourth kind.
Oh, okay.
No, I still haven't. I have so little time to watch any kind of shows or movies.
If you can set aside, what is it, like 2 hours, Dave?
It's very short.
Yeah.
Maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah, but like if you really want to have an existential crisis.
Mila
God.
Jovovich is in it.
Yeah, Yeah, so like
She's
recently,
like a way hotter version than the actual therapist.
Yeah. She's like a way hotter version of the
like a
actual
way hotter
therapist.
so like
Oh, and then she's like in it. Well, I don't want to say too much.
Yeah.
no, so for me, like when I'm editing the Zulu content, I want to be focused on that.
You want to go?
Live studio audience is
A normal thing.
Hey, do your live. Go Antec live.
So
no, my phone's about to die.
yeah, we're all on like 10%.
Yeah, my phone's in there
I'm not.
charging.
You could do it on yours.
81%.
I'm gonna need this to use my eShooter M Tracer app.
Oh, but like for me, when I'm editing,
Yeah.
I don't want to lose focus. To be like, oh, what's going on this show? So I'm just listening
Yeah.
to music. I watch on average less than an hour of TV a day.
I will watch something that is absolutely mind-numbingly boring when I sit
September
down.
14th.
My
Yeah.
I heard that.
We're gonna charge extra for those immersions.
my recent fascination has been while I'm trying to fall asleep, putting Forged in Fire on.
Oh, that's cool. Actually,
That show
Yeah.
is so entertaining.
Yeah.
that I had to stop watching it because I'm like, okay, it's midnight. I need to go to bed.
I'll just do that with like survivalist shit.
Oh,
Like-
yeah.
like bushcraft stuff. I'll just do. I literally got so into it the other day, and I got home from work, and it was this week at work has been a exceptionally stressful one.
Okay.
We've had a lot of, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but we've had a lot of personnel things happen. Nothing that will permanently affect the company in any fucking way, but it's just been, I've been in meetings I was not supposed to be, or I was not planning on being in, that I had to have, that took 2 hours out of my day, multiple days, like back to back to back.
Because I remember like calling you,
Oh,
trying
dude.
to call you like Wednesday.
When you call me, I literally go, I can make this into a work meeting, and it'll be less stressful than what I'm dealing with.
And I'm like, usually when Tom's busy, like it just rings and rings, then it goes to voicemail. This was ring once, go to voicemail, follow up text. I will call you back.
I've literally-
he's busy.
Oh, he hit the fuck you button.
Yeah.
No, I hit the fuck you button. I'm
Yeah,
like, I will
yeah.
call you back, and I will call you back because I don't want to talk about what I was just dealing with.
Yeah, that's fair.
With the people I now have to go talk to about it, because apparently we need adults. I don't know.
Well, airsofters are children, and we're here for it.
It's really funny how less airsofters we have working at the that's not true. We've had like professionals, like we hired for positions now because we
That's
kind
fair.
of need it, and they've become airsofters, but their work ethic is like top tier.
Yeah.
And we had some airsofters get hired that became great workers as we scaled, and we've also lost other people that could not keep up. So, but no, when like you were calling me this week, I forget what I was going. Oh no, bushcraft. How I'm falling asleep at night.
Oh yeah.
And literally, I came home and I'm like, I'm gonna have a cigar. I'm gonna have a drink. Ah, shit.
Go grab him. You got time.
You looking at me? I'm the host.
I'll be back.
Goddamn right.
Is it gonna bug you guys?
No.
Do it.
Okay.
Get after it.
My wife is pregnant. I don't want to smell like it.
Then I'm not gonna smoke it.
No, fucking go over there.
You'll find a love.
Nope.
Eat.
I'm not.
That's not what I meant.
Tom, next time you're up here, I'll invite you and your wife over for dinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
That actually sounds fantastic.
They're having
You get
pineapple.
to meet my mini me.
I think you didn't have him. I did meet him because your wife stopped by the last
Yes,
time.
you did meet him.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a little mini Anthony running around.
Boy.
Anthony's always like
So-
squashing fun. Jeez,
I'm a dad. I'm a dad. That's what I
I don't
do.
want to smell like cigar smoke.
if he was-
I don't care. My wife cares a
If
lot.
he was sitting here, I would go grab them, but I do not want him because I don't want to mess with
gonna
any one of you.
whine and cry.
Wait, what were we talking about pussies earlier?
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Look at his
you're-
face. Look at his face right now.
My wife cares.
No, that's fine. And it's good that you care about your wife.
We protect our women and children.
You're right.
We can't be pussies.
From the smell
We can't be pussies.
of a cigar.
Formidable men.
Top 10.
As
It's
you
like- it's
have
like
cat makeup on right now.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, this is a fierce battle warrior face paint. It is now deep state lore.
I think
it
what-
is.
I think,
It's
I
deep,
think
Jinxie's deep state lore.
I
Make
think-
make GC great again.
That's Nelson.
I think what I'm going to have Dave do without you knowing is I'm going
Smoke a cigar next to him? Yeah.
I'm
down.
going to have you find that face paint that he uses and smoke the smoke into the face paint.
Oh,
get fucked.
man. So then when he thinks, oh, no.
It'll be so strong. I come home, I'm just like, what? What did he say?
Your whole face is just flush. The vapor is just in your skin now. It's like,
I feel so awake.
Playing 4D chess with Anthony.
Daddy wants to fuck. He's just kicks the door down, rips his shirt off. He's like, I have come to deliver my seed. Yeah. The end result. The end result is that it's way more manly if we smoke cigars around you.
Do you watch Meat Canyon?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, this is perfect.
Well, I was referencing Step Brothers.
No.
Don't know the word.
Yeah, I was referencing Step Brothers when was it
Daddy's home.
Yeah.
You ever
He's like a lumberjack and he kicks the door down.
You ever see the video of Arnold Schwarzenegger smoking a cigar? And he's like, I can have my stogie wherever I want.
Have you seen his protein shake?
No.
Is it just a cow in a jar?
No, it's got alcohol in it.
What the?
Yeah, it's
What?
It's schnapps with ice and protein powder.
He's fucking Austrian.
That's
man.
Arnold.
That's how they get down.
I mean, it fits his brand.
Yeah.
So hell yeah.
It's like right on.
Okay, you can cut this out, but how the fuck did subscribe to our Patreon if you want to
Deep State Tom.
There's two sides to that come to my mind. One, there's so many people that instead of like falling down the rabbit hole of like sports or like anything to subscribe to in their social life, they've made politics their sports.
Which is but that's a thing.
That's a problem.
And that's always been a thing. Though.
Yeah, but it's a big problem now.
Yeah, but it's always been a thing. The problem now is the distribution, right? Like there's like even if going back to the Revolutionary War, every newspaper, all of them, which were the news sources of the day, all of them were created to slant one way or another.
Yes.
Like we've never, ever, 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 ever had in this country, not even once, a news source that is quote unquote straight down the middle.
No.
We've never had one. Like literally the beginnings of all newspapers are for a reason.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
they're always biased.
Were there newspapers during the Revolutionary War?
Yes, there were.
Yeah.
There were pamphlets.
And there was back in ancient Rome, there were pamphlets and stuff to stop the Roman Empire from falling apart.
Sure.
And make it seem like it was so grandiose. It was at the time, but they were literally appease the people with games and trick them with words.
Yeah.
And spread it to the masses. And
it's always been a problem.
Yeah.
Well, problem. It's always been a thing. I don't know if it's a problem, but it's always been a thing. And it's just now that the delivery method is so effective.
Yes.
Yeah. Like social media is like crack cocaine in terms of delivering messages.
Well, that comes back to what we were talking about earlier before we took a break.
Okay, so wait, hold on real quick.
Yeah.
Does this part have to get cut out where we're talking about?
No, I think we actually
use your best
there.
judgment.
Okay, I have an idea. No, I already edited this in my
Yeah.
But like,
take out.
Don't make it to Pepper Box.
Yeah, no. From our Patreon.
But to answer,
we should try and get on Pepper Box.
to answer that question, he just wanted to win the election.
I wonder if that's the pizza.
I'm wondering if that's the pizza that we ordered specifically to give us a time limit on that.
And that time limit was 40 minutes. We're at 12. It's okay.
It's definitely the pizza. That's 100% the pizza.
They should bring it over here.
I mean,
yo, on camera.
Oh, please bring it over here.
You're good, buddy.
Did you
Come on
tip?
over.
Is that
I did not. I
is
gave
that
them a
unethical
card.
to have them bring the pizza here?
I will
We
literally
just have to get his permission to have his face on camera. That's it.
Well, I have to sign for it.
You have to sign for pizza?
Well,
Yeah,
I
it's a
didn't
credit
tip.
card.
I
What
didn't
is that,
tip.
a UPS truck? No, that's some dude's.
You know, I had to sign for my pants from Cry.
Sir, what? Why?
Yeah.
They wanted to make sure you got it.
Well, I guess over a certain dollar amount, I guess, yeah, that would be.
They were only like $250.
They're like, you waited 8 months for it. We might as well make sure
not,
that you
not,
got it.
not quite 8 months.
Yeah, but no. I mean, like
From Brooklyn.
dollar amount. That's weird.
Yeah, it's strange. I didn't
Yeah.
know if like ITAR applied or anything like that
It does.
for Cry.
Yeah, for Cry, but that's not why they're having you sign. That's not why the delivery guy's having you sign. They would have you
Yeah.
sign online because when we do Nod stuff,
Yeah.
we have people sign saying they are a U.S. citizen, and blah blah blah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all that because ITAR.
The fucked up part was that the first day he tried to deliver, I was home. I literally was sitting on the couch and I just heard like the muffle of like the FedEx truck. Like, so I opened up my window and I looked and I was like, this motherfucker's driving up the driveway. So when I like open up my door and there's the note on the door. So I grabbed it and ran up the driveway and I'm literally like, hey, I have a long driveway. And I was like, hey, and he went. So I jumped in my truck. Dude, and I was about to drive after because fuck that guy.
And then the truck wasn't fast enough, so we got to get in his plane. He has a really long driveway.
No. This bitch turned on the fucking turbos.
Yeah, because he's like, I'm not delivering your shit.
He was out.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, God damn, what do they have, a V12 in those fucking things?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was out.
We had to call our FedEx. We don't have any problems with anyone that is a like delivery service other than FedEx.
Because they use Waze.
When
Waze is the worst fucking map app.
As an airsoft retailer, when is it required that the recipient signs for the package?
Okay, so that's a lot of different things. So, it depends on if you're in a restricted state. New York is one of them. And we might have. Was that pizza?
That was not our pizza. That was a different player's pizza.
Motherfuckers.
What was the name?
No, it was from a different pizzeria.
Yeah, but
they already picked it up.
Oh,
she called.
Right.
It was from Primo's, not South.
Primo.
It's always funny though when the delivery driver.
Shout out to Primo's Pizza. This is a free, but if you want to sponsor the podcast,
it is always funny when the delivery drivers show up here.
Oh yeah, because they're just like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
It's not Domino's, is it?
No.
We've had like random people deliver, like Uber drivers deliver things to like employees for lunch.
Yeah.
And they've walked in and they're like, "Where am I?"
You're fine.
You're fine. They're all fake, and they're like, "They don't look fake."
Yeah.
You're right.
Like, it's 8:00 at night. That woman just rolled up here and was like, "What in the?" Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Like an alien
You're
abduction.
wearing a fucking ghillie suit. You walk
Tyler walked by her car holding a Mark 18 with nods down. I'm just like, yeah, sorry,
ma'am. Please return for more pizza
We're
delivery.
so fucking cringy.
I walked up. That was the thing. I ran inside to get the tip, and I come out, and she looks at me. She's like, "I'm leaving." I'm like, "It's fine. I was just, are you the pizza delivery?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I go, "Sal's?" And she's, "No, Primo's." I go, "Okay, you're fine." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm leaving."
Yeah, I am getting the fuck out.
And then I put my gun on her, and I was like, "Safety kill." And she was like, "What?" Now we own your car. Drive it out of.
Welcome back to the Zulu podcast.
That was a long intro.
Yeah, that was a very long intro.
We're fine. Everything's fine.
Cool.
What the hell were we even talking about? I think we hit 6 topics.
I left, and we were talking about schnapps.
Yeah, that was right
before you left. Well, while you were gone, we were like, as an airsoft retailer, when do you have to make?
Oh God, that's a
when do you have to what?
When you process the packages, you have the option to make it that so that they
yeah. So we don't have a lot of people sign for stuff often because it creates so many problems.
Sure.
Because it's just gonna come back to us, right?
I'm gonna assume you have to make them sign for night vision.
Yes, for anything I think over $800, they have to sign for it. If it's in another country, they have to sign for it. If it's in a more restricted state, such as New York or other things, California.
I have a funny story for you.
Do you use DHL for international orders? I have a real hard time with calculated shipping for international orders.
So for us,
I have to do it manually every time.
So for us, when we do international orders, we do a thing that's called I don't remember what the term is. Basically, all of our orders for like Europe, doesn't matter what country it's going to, all of our orders for Europe go to one central location in Europe, generally Germany, because Germany's like a very big shipping hub for a lot of different countries, and it basically cuts down the shipping costs for all of our customers internationally because we are sending one gigantic pallet in one direction, and then it's disseminated because once it gets into like the UK or the European Union, then the shipping costs become way less for the customers because those different borders it goes through is already negotiated terms for pricing on shipping and stuff. So it's not as expensive. And so disseminating that way, we cut costs for us for shipping and to our customers as well, doing it that way. Depending on the country, we have a few different areas. Generally, we do that with Europe, but you have to have a ton of packages going out to do something like that. Or you can find, I forget what there's like a hop up for this, like there's like a
Pirate ship.
Yeah, basically what you do is you find other companies or you find a broker that puts your packages with other companies.
Fucking broker, yeah.
Yeah,
no,
shipping brokers are paying.
so,
I mean,
like,
you guys are dealing with that.
We're dealing with that right now.
Yeah, you guys
but,
are dealing with that.
For Anthony, there's a company called Pirate Ship.
Yeah.
So we use them out of the shop. Pirate Ship helps because it is that. So like they have one large USPS and UPS account, and by lumping in with them, then we get cheaper shipping rates, whether we're going international or domestic.
Yeah, I got fucking hosed.
Yeah.
I got hosed when I ordered direct from BLS because it was like, I was like, oh, this is going to be great. It's like direct to manufacturer. Like, and there was all these options I was talking about, like, oh, I could like start my own BB company and all this stuff. And then they were like, yeah, shipping's $5,000.
Yep.
And I was like, eat my fucking
because
butthole.
Did you do air freight or did you do like sea freight?
Only because
only
because I needed them, because I'm used to like calling HBA and it's like they're Thursday. Like I
Yeah.
call on a Monday and like Wednesday I get the package.
Yeah.
I was like, I need BBs. Let's do the air freight. Air freight was $5,000.
Yup.
But it got here in like 4 days.
Oh no, it's gonna get here. It's just
Right.
gonna cost you an arm and a leg.
Sea freight was like $1,000.
Yep.
And it would take 30 to 60 days if the seas don't swallow the ship. You know what I mean? Like fuck, man. Like, what am I supposed to do?
So our BLS order is like our biggest BB order. We get I think we do now a 4-month supply.
So do you do because they were like, hey, if you fill a Connex box.
Yep. That's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what
if
we
you
do.
fill a Connex box, it's like dramatically cheaper.
Yes, because
Yeah.
basically I think we fill half a Connex box, and it's because we do that. It's not as cheap as it can be. Like if we were ordering in the volume that we could fill a Connex box, totally worth it.
Oh, that would be like
It would be like $600. Like it's not that.
in shipping, but in BBs. That,
and babies, it's like
Oh my god,
it's like
so,
$1 million.
hold on. So
Yeah.
tangent there, which I have to circle back because I have a really funny story that goes back to having to sign for a package.
Yeah.
Back
to your question, original question.
and it involves Amped. So when we were getting shipping rates for the RDX stuff, we went through 3 or 4 different brokers,
Yes.
and it was like, how big is it? It's a pallet. Okay, it's just one
Yeah.
pallet. Yeah, it's going to be about 500 pounds because it's about 100 Bosch units.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's going to be $4,500.
no, your original quote was like $7,000.
Yeah, so that one company is $7,000. Then one of the ones I talked to was like 4,500 because it turned out that company sent me the wrong invoice.
Oh yeah,
There was
you'd be
somebody else.
making negative $5,000.
And I'm just like, what the
Yeah.
like how?
Yeah.
Finally RDX got their stuff worked out with UPS where like, because the goal there, if we got shipping rates to be low enough, the Bosch unit prices would not have to go any higher than they currently are.
Yes.
Because
you wouldn't have
shipping's
to
a
move
big
your
thing
margin.
there. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the big thing. And it's like all these companies are like, oh, just one pallet? Yeah, no, you're not filling a whole shipping container? No. Oh, like $3,000. I'm like, fuck. Like, god damn it. Thankfully, UPS came through and we got a good rate for shipping, so it's not going to be that bad. But you guys, the whole night vision, that's why I brought it up, because I
Yeah.
was supposed to sign for my night vision. So I didn't.
yeah. Yeah.
Recently, Amped did a housing swap for me just for continuity so everybody understands.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, all of the normal Amped orders we get for the shop, they go to my house. And I'm like, okay, UPS says it's going to be delivered today at, 2 o'clock. I was out actually getting my hair cut. I didn't have doors on my car, and it started downpouring. And I get the notification, your package has been delivered. And I call my mom who's at home, and I'm like, hey, can you bring this box inside?
Oh, she's like, what box?
She's like, what box?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking my nods are getting stolen. And I'm like,
You
oh
have
my
to sign
God,
for it.
we've never had porch,
Most
porch pirates.
profitable porch pirate ever.
And I'm like,
fucking ever.
pulling up the cameras at my house on my phone going, UPS never showed up. They delivered it to the wrong house. Fuck. And then I stopped. I was like, what are the chances that Tom put the field address?
Oh, very high.
Yeah.
Yeah, very high.
So I pull up the shop cameras, which also go to my phone, and I'm like, oh, there's the UPS driver pulling up. There's the UPS driver leaving it without a signature. I'm like, oh, fuck.
It was
What?
down.
UPS left it without a signature.
I then stole his night
It was
vision later that day.
Downpouring.
No.
I'm talking like it was
was-
raining so bad that like
Was that
No.
when your roof like broke and you sent me the
Yeah.
video? Yeah.
yeah. And I'm just like, my roof on my car is falling apart. I don't have doors on. It's raining so hard that I had to pull over into a parking garage to wait out the storm.
For non-Jeep drivers, they are very, very soft roofs.
Yeah. Also, like I'm pretty aggressive with it. If it's raining, I'm still driving. Dave's actually been in the car
Yep.
when I've had no doors on while
True
it's
story.
raining. And he's like, are we gonna keep driving? We're gonna put doors on? I was like, don't have the doors with me, and Mythbusters did a test. If
Roger
you just
that.
drive fast enough, rain doesn't touch it. I was
That is true.
So
Not when the top's off.
Not when Jordan doesn't
Never mind.
drive
So
above 5 below the speed.
And this is where
Get
the
wrecked.
story gets even funnier, though. I pull into the driveway here, still pouring. There's a fucking tractor trailer in the field.
Yep.
And I'm just like,
Oh,
what is going on?
This was that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a tractor trailer in the open field down there. And I'm like, what is going on? And they're kicking all these rolls of AstroTurf off with a fucking excavator machine. And I'm like, what is going on here? I was like, where am I
Jordan's
not?
trying to text me. I am soaked. 100% jumped in a pool soaked from head to toe. I pull out my phone. My phone is not working because I have
So
water
much water on it.
on the screen. I can't do anything. And I'm just like, okay, voice to text, fucking, hey, it's me. Like, fucking, that's the best I can do.
It's not working.
It's
My nods were just
downpouring.
sitting in front of the shop in the rain, soaked. I was like, God bless her in a Pelican case. That
Yeah, literally, I was like, all I'm thinking is, thank fuck I
Oh,
took
dude.
your Pelican case
I
with
throw
me.
him in the back of the back of the Jeep, and I'm just like trying to call Dave. He
Yeah.
finally picks up, just screams at me, "It's me!" And I'm like, "It's what?" He's like, "It's me!" Hanging up the phone.
Yeah, dude.
Turns out that was when I found out we were getting AstroTurf.
Yeah.
But all of this happened because UPS. I had to sign for it. They did not make
Well,
anyone sign for it.
Yeah, okay.
You know what's funny is that when I was here waiting on the truck, the free AstroTurf that I got, which actually cost a lot of money, but and they were like, yeah, we'll be there at 1 o'clock or 10 o'clock. They'll be there at 10 o'clock. So I'm sitting here at 10 o'clock. Nothing. The guy didn't show up till 1 o'clock. The UPS driver shows up at like fucking 11:30 or whatever it was and drops off a package and leaves.
I thought
All
it was coming
right.
to my house.
Blue skies.
Yeah.
I could have easily like picked that up, threw it in my truck,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck. Like
Yeah.
I just like, whatever. It's Jordan's. And dude, the sky fucking opened up.
Yep. And then
Fucking open
now
up.
it's just like a mushy box surrounding a Pelican case.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Odds were fine, but it was one of those like, UPS having to sign for a package? Nope, that never actually happened.
Yeah.
I wish. I think it was FedEx that dropped off my pants. I wish it was UPS.
Yeah.
Drop it off. We're home. There's 2 cars in the fucking.
Oh, dude, FedEx is even worse. So, like, we went to, for the shop, we went to the FedEx distribution facility and signed all of the paperwork that was like, even if the company says they need a signature, you can leave it. Because, that's a thing. With FedEx, you can go there and do that.
Okay.
We did it twice because HPA, and I'm not throwing shade at them,
Yeah.
they require a signature.
No.
Yeah.
And, for FedEx home delivery with HPA, they require a signature.
Oh, I've never had that.
So, but HPA wouldn't ship. So, like, all of our companies that we order from, they have no problem shipping to my house because I work from home. I'm doing Zulu content all day.
Yeah.
It's easier if it just comes to my house. I load the Jeep up, I drive over. HPA would not ship to my house. They would only ship to the field address.
Oh, talk to Dan.
Yeah.
Because
That's
I've never
real weird.
heard that.
Yeah.
So, with FedEx, this is the funniest shit ever. We had an HPA BB delivery coming. And I'm like, okay, cool. It says it's being delivered on a Friday. Shop's open from 3 to 7. Says it's going to be delivered between 3 and 7 p.m. This is great. This is perfect. I'm sitting outside because I got my work done. I'm like, it's nice out. I watch the FedEx truck stop at the end of the driveway.
I remember you telling me about this.
Yeah, it stops at the end of the driveway. I already had this paperwork filled out that was like, you can leave it regardless. The FedEx truck starts driving, goes away. Thing updates, and it's just like, customer not available
Ah,
for
what a
signature. And I'm
bitch.
just like,
Bitch.
mother.
You didn't come down the drive.
Yeah, the next.
Meanwhile, you're parked right here.
Yeah, like my Jeep is parked right there.
Yeah.
You could see it. Customer wasn't there. And I'm just like, mother. So now I'm driving to the FedEx distribution center at 9 o'clock at night going, can I get these boxes? And they're like, the truck's not back yet. I'm like, mother. I had to get ref coverage the next day. So at 8 a.m. I could go to the distribution center and pick that stuff up.
Fuck that. No, and seriously, FedEx is literally the only company we ever have a problem with.
Yeah.
Because anytime, and it is literally, we have our receiving guy out in the warehouse right by the loading dock door, right where everything gets dropped off. We have our retail front door, which is not by the loading dock. It's very, far over on the other side of the parking lot. And FedEx has a pallet to drop off for some reason. And they go to the front retail door, pull up, look, and go, I guess they're not open because I didn't decide to get out and knock on the door. We literally have this on camera. And we're like, what are you doing? And they're like, customer not available. And it's like, that needed to get on the trailer that day.
The sign says open.
Yeah,
Like the
literally,
neon
the
sign
door
says-
was open.
Yeah, dude.
The door was wide, because we have 2 doors. We have 2 sets of doors to get into the main retail. And the first one was open. It's like, Oh yeah, we're not available at all.
He just didn't want to pull the pallet off that truck.
No, he did, and he probably looked at that front door, looked at the
Can't
pallet.
fit a pallet through there.
Yeah, he's like, this is the wrong place to deliver that. It's like, yeah, the loading dock
behind
like
the store
100
where
fucking feet
loading
away.
docks. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, I love FedEx.
Shipping is a nightmare.
It's horrible. This is like logistics is the worst
Oh,
thing
God.
ever.
It is the worst thing ever, but if you actually think about it, it's fucking magic.
It is.
Oh
Magic.
yeah,
it
how
is magic.
How it works so seamlessly and is so cheap. It's
Dude.
magic.
I used to work at a UPS. So right before I joined the Marine Corps, I worked at UPS. I worked at the night sort. It's like
Yeah.
you know, drivers are the ones and they just like they get all the glory and they get paid a bunch, but they just basically pick up packages, drop them off. No shame to drivers. I know it's a hard job.
Yeah.
Suck it.
Is that back when you like owned your UPS route? Like you had that route.
Yeah.
Drivers don't quit; they die and retire.
Yeah.
That's what, and everybody was trying to become a driver. Like the first day you become. This is back in 2002-1.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause
Like
my brother used to be a FedEx driver back in that same time frame.
it's a good gig.
Yeah.
However, it's so good that these drivers, we pack their trucks.
Yep.
When they come off their route, we unload their trucks.
Yep.
And then we sort everything.
Yep.
Like it, but the like, there's a guy at the top of this octopus, right? So there's like this giant tower with these conveyor belts going down in every fucking direction, right?
It was like air traffic control.
And this guy could look at a label and be like, "Oh, this needs to go this way," because we're loading tractor trailers going to different hubs.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, "Oh, PA, this goes to this one, this," and I work the Albany trailer.
Yeah.
The Albany trailer, we routinely filled 2.5 Albany trailers a night.
Yeah.
It was fucking wild. And the fact that those packages could get to the right spot, and it's magic. It's magic. They probably have some. Actually, Eric works at UPS now, and he said that he's the guy at the top. Eric's the guy at the top.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So they're still doing manual,
That's insane.
human. I mean, because in the days of computers, dude, they could probably just read the barcode and be
Yeah.
like, "Man, go this way."
Well, you see every our UPS driver when he picks up, drops off, whatever, it's scan when it gets out of the truck, scan when it gets into the guy's possessions, or the bulk list scan, and it's done. And like, I saw them implement that. Yeah, that might be the pizza.
That might be the pizza.
Pizza. But you see them implement that, and then it's like, then you hear that, and it's like, well, probably because that system is so integrated. They planned so much infrastructure around it to replace those guys would actually cost them far more than to just keep paying those guys.
Well, sure, and then like, you know, machines can't scan every package.
No.
Because once it came down the chute, I had to scan it, mark it,
Yep.
load it, right? So there's like this human element that was like,
It's like
Integral.
the 5.56.
Yeah.
It'd be more expensive to replace.
5.56 is a deadly round. Is that how quick we change topics?
I mean, I guess, yeah. I guess
That was just a.
I guess
That wasn't to change that. That was just.
308 master
I
race.
couldn't help it.
we get
Bring back battle rifles.
So third time's the charm. I was like, wow, the pizza guy's delivering in like a Tacoma. That's really nice. No, it's Sean.
It's fucking Sean.
Yeah, it's Sean.
all right.
Fucking Sean.
Third time's the charm.
All right.
So the next car that comes down
Another
that driveway.
previous guest of the podcast is here.
Yeah, that was.
We really could have hot swapped people tonight.
For real.
Yeah, you guys really could have hot swapped people tonight.
He like stuck with you for some.
I have no idea.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we had fun.
I just kept feeding you water.
More water over there.
I know.
I am dehydrated.
Well, there's pizza coming for the water.
I thought the pot roast you made was dinner.
The pot roast.
It was, and then Tom was like, "I also want pizza." I'm like, "That's fine. We can have pizza too."
Yeah, I can't have a pizza.
Tom,
I'm
you
doing
can
a
have
no
whatever you want.
I'm doing
I-
a no
I-
carb thing.
I
Didn't you have rice?
Yeah, but that's like that's
Fair.
that's a
That's whole
different-
grain.
That's a different type of.
Yeah, that's
carb.
probably
No.
fine.
No, that dish so like well rounded in terms of everything because
That
it's-
thing is that was so tasty. If you guys don't know, Jordan knows how to cook and is also a barista, and you can hire him for your bachelor party.
I gotta pee, but we got to talk about heat cats when I get back.
Oh yeah, we
On-
can keep going. while
With
we go.
water.
On Jordan's cooking, him and my wife told me. Him and my wife told me the same thing in response to this one.
And keep in mind, we were not in the same room when we said it.
This was different occasions.
Oh, so
He
there's no
said
inception.
the same thing to his wife, and then he said it to me, and her and I both said the exact same answer.
When we moved out to our new place, we see the kitchen. I'm just like, got a whole kitchen. I'm just like,
Can I throw that under
I'm
the
like,
bus
I'm like,
right
I'm
now
gonna
on the
start.
podcast?
I was like, I'm gonna start cooking. And she looks at me. She's just like, Anthony, why don't you help me cook and watch me cook before you take on that responsibility? And I was saying,
I love her already.
on a later occasion, I said the same thing to Jordan. I was just excited, right?
Yeah.
And then Jordan was just like, I mean, if you want, you can watch me cook and help me, and I'll
because we have a grill
before
here.
you take on before you take that on. And my response to both of them was, "Yes, chef."
So
the only proper response.
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
When when my wife is cooking, I'm
My wife.
my wife. When my wife is cooking and I'm like around her, she's like, "Can you get me this?" I'm just like, "Yes, chef," and I'm walking around holding shit. I'm just like,
So
yes, chef.
I'm going to throw Anthony under the bus for a second because you weren't here before for this.
Okay.
When did we move you in to your new house?
Like first week of July.
Okay, so Anthony, he's like,
It's
"Hey,
not a house.
we're moving in.
It's a con.
This was my mistake. I was like, I'll help."
Oh, that is a big mistake.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I say to you, I'm going to help you move.
Yeah.
What should I expect when I show up?
There's boxes over here. Please pick those up. There's a truck outside that's gonna go. Oh God, what did you do?
All I needed. Look,
So I was running a little late. Evan was already there. There was
I could
a U-Haul
pack.
truck.
I could pack things into boxes and do trips in my car with boxes, but I rented a U-Haul.
Yeah.
And I had a limited time, so I
Yeah.
was like, my only priority right now is moving the furniture that I need another person to help
Yes,
me
that
carry.
and that would be it.
And
yeah.
that's where I needed help. And
So we showed up, and there were all of these fresh boxes and nothing fucking packed. And Evan's sitting there drinking a glass of whiskey that Cass had poured for him, and he's just like, I'm not helping him pack these boxes. And I was like, don't worry, I will. And when we were all said and done, I was like, I can't believe I just packed all Anthony's
I would
fucking
not.
boxes.
I would have left. I would have left.
I was just.
We had to call Ronnie for help.
I would have left.
I was
Our
just
pizza
trying to
is here
pack
now.
the furniture. I was just
Drink.
moving the furniture. They said, "Well, there's more space in the U-Haul." They said. I said, "It's all right."
That's probably it.
That's probably the pizza.
I hope.
Yeah. So
All right.
anyway.
Now that they're gone.
So
let's
this
talk
is
about
what happened.
Kytheras.
Well, this is what happened. I was like, just the heavy stuff that I need two people for, and
Which
they did
that's
that,
fine.
and then they looked at the U-Haul and they're just like, well, there's more room in there. And Evan is a fucking load master for the Air Force. He's just like, it was an honor to have Evan be the master loader of my shit in a U-Haul. He loaded my shit masterfully.
He literally looked at it and went, "This is inefficient if we don't put shit in boxes. So fuck you. We're not moving the furniture until the boxes are loaded, and then I can do my duty."
Evan's a war hero. He loaded a very honorable load
Yeah.
in Kabul in the plane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about your personal shit.
It's not my story to tell, I guess, but he talked about it on the podcast, and it's like really dope that he was there,
Which also,
And we were
Evan is
very-
in the
we-
shop right now. He can tell you that.
and we were very
Okay.
worried about him when he was out because we were seeing the news and everything. And
yeah.
we talked about all this on the podcast, but he got to load that guy that did that got to load my shit into a U-Haul.
Wow. Actually,
and
holy.
While
shit.
my wife is giving him whiskey to.
Do you follow Northern Provisions?
Oh yeah.
So those patches he did like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
The fundraiser patches. That was Evan's uniform.
Holy shit.
So like, yeah, no, he was in Kabul.
I didn't know it was his uniform.
Yeah. He's friends with the dude that runs Norpro. Like friends enough that like they just talk on Instagram. He donated one of his uniforms for that fundraiser.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool.
Now I have a certified Evan butt sweat patch. See, you got real serious. But we
I
got
know,
some
but I
laugh.
love that though, because like, what else are you gonna fucking say to that? I mean, here he comes.
Oh.
Here comes the Lord of the Water.
Hold on.
Wait,
Let
we
me
have
see
pizza?
that.
We have pizza? Pizza.
Did you find a pizza?
It might be a pizza?
Sure.
Yeah.
So you need to press that button and now that mic.
Bang, bang,
I'm
bang.
gonna talk shit about airsofters until you're back.
Do it.
All right.
All right.
And a guest has appeared. Old Shonald Reagan. Shonald Reagan joins the fucking podcast
Oh, there we go, baby.
in Jordan's spot. Welcome, John. I don't know what we were talking about. We were talking about heat
No, not yet.
There we
We
go.
were talking about Kabul, actually.
Cobble.
Yeah, we're talking about Evan and loading things.
So all that.
Evan, the load master.
It was an honor to have him be the master loader of my shit into a U-Haul when I moved.
Yeah.
He's so good
we're,
at it.
we're talking about Kabul loads, and then we're like, Evan, load a U-Haul.
Sean, have you ever met Tom from Amped?
maybe in passing once or twice.
Vice
Probably.
president of Amped Airsoft Official?
Wow.
I hate when everybody says that.
He's a celebrity.
I'm not a celebrity.
He used to be the head of the tech department, and as a tech, it makes me awesome to see a tech in a position of power. It gives me hope for my dreams.
I'm leaving and having more water.
I voted for him. I voted for him just because he's a tech.
Yeah.
If there was a voting process, I would not be in my position at all.
I don't blame you. Being in charge is terrible.
It sucks.
Yeah,
it sucks, and also it's really awesome because I get to do whatever I want. No, I don't. I really don't. But no, it sucks because now there's days where I go into the office and I'm like, I just want to build things, and then there's days I go in the office where I'm like, I really need to tackle this overarching problem because I'm qualified to do it, and at the same time, like, somebody needs to do it, and everyone is doing every other thing.
Yeah.
There's a million things everyone is doing, and I really appreciate the team that I work with. I need to contractually say that. No, I really, really like the team I'm working with right now, but just being in charge of stuff is... I mean, you guys all kind of know. You're all running kind of your own thing, but, like, it's tough. Being in charge and making calls. I had to make probably one of the hardest calls this past week.
You fired somebody.
Very much.
Get fucked. Get out.
Yeah.
Get out. Anthony, how did it go when I fired you?
I knew it was going to happen.
Yep.
And, yeah, you're just like, hey, you at the shop today? I was just like, yep. And he's like, Anthony's starting from right now. You're no longer working for Zulu 24 Airsoft.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right. And he's like, do you want to ask questions about why? And I'm just like, I know why. And
Perfect.
So hang on a second. Actually, why do you think you got fired? And it doesn't. If it's involving personal details, we can't talk about.
it's not personal details.
Or other things.
There are certain ways you should not be talking to paying customers, especially at an event in West Virginia. And you know what's funny about it actually is that I'm not even going to get into the situation.
Yes. No.
But I just saw like typical night game things,
yep.
and there was saltiness, and I just saw behavior kind of leaning in a certain direction, and I took it upon myself to just kind of put a wedge in between a certain group of players and another group of players.
Yes.
But the way that I went about that was
Not correct.
yeah, I should not have spoke to them the way I did. And I actually had a GoPro on, and after the event, I was looking through the footage, and I got to that part, and I'm listening to myself, and I'm just like, fuck that guy. And I actually ended up, I knew who they were. I knew what squad they were, and I saw the roster, so I knew what their team was. I found them on Instagram. I actually DM'd them and sent them a whole apology for it, because nobody should be spoken to like that, and you know, made to feel like they're not like welcome, especially for something like Airsoft. And I did not do it at all to like not have any repercussions for it.
Yeah. You did it, and in the moment you were doing it.
They didn't see it or respond to it. I don't even know if they ever saw it.
Yeah,
but at least it's out there. So
You made an attempt.
The problem with refs, right? Sean, you can attest to this.
Oh, I sure can.
Sean worked for me from very early on. Like, refs get to a certain tipping point, right, where they've seen it all. They've seen all the stupidity. They know what the players are going to do 18 minutes before the players do it, because they see the things that are happening. It's like that movie. What was the movie where they were like Tenet, where they were forward and backward?
Yep.
Like, the refs see that shit coming.
Yeah.
And so they make judgments based on prior experience, which 99.9% of the times is correct. However, they get jaded, right? Because they're like, why am I looking at this stupid shit again? Why are these people so fucking stupid? So once they get jaded, the communication goes out the window.
Yeah.
And it's just a man frustrated that they have to talk to another man and say, don't do this because of this and this and this. I know you're already thinking it. And so that's how it comes out.
Yeah.
So there's a tipping point.
on a 3 a.m. smelling salt bender.
Oh, yeah.
While
There's
like
there's
1 second, I'm shooting blank fire, yelling the thing that we yelled on Op 4 during that event.
It's a Hawaiian phrase.
Yeah.
Yes.
Something
Aloha.
Aloha. Something about a snack bar.
Yeah.
$6 empanadas.
near the end of my tenure when I was reffing.
Yeah.
I was to the point where like a 12-year-old would come up to me. Mr. Ref, I need a chrono. I'm like, you're
You need this.
goddamn needy. You fucking know that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's rough, dude. And I get it, right? We don't hire children. We hire people who are 18.
Yeah.
And I try to handpick people who are not dumb, right?
You can
Restart.
Well, you have to
in this
bleep
house.
that. I'm trying to save Jordan an edit, but whatever, right? Like,
Not
yeah, not right. And so when you pick those people are genuinely like successful as human beings, which means that like they're going to move on at some point.
Yeah.
It also means that their ability to deal with repetitive, I'll just say it, stupidity, is tough. Even taking into account that maybe this is the guy's first time.
Yeah.
But maybe you shouldn't put your mag in and shoot in the fucking staging area.
No, don't.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like,
Oh my God.
come on.
See-
Like, there's some common sense that just needs to happen.
But the thing is, when I was reffing, that like the first time mistake shit, I was always able to get past because like
You're new.
you're new. Like
Yeah.
like how are you gonna know any better?
Yeah.
Right? Like Dave, me and you can attest. We both have children now. Anthony as well.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, why would you put your foot in the poop? Oh, you don't know not to. All right, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's the person that's showing up with a full set of cries and looking like a dipshit like I do right now with fucking night vision on their head, where they're just like, what do you mean I can't shoot in the safe area? I'm pointing away from all the other players.
Oh,
Like,
dude,
Yeah.
that's it. And you know what? Like, that comes in all shapes and sizes, dude. You think you can look at a player and be like, oh, he's got good gear. He's been in the sport for a while. Nope.
money earned by common sense, baby.
Yeah. So
No, you
so
can't.
so there's like this peak, like it's almost we use them up. You know, like the ref gets to a certain point where his logical mind just can't handle it anymore, and we're just like, all right, buddy, take it there. In Anthony's case, I was a little pissed off because it was like a first like outside event we did. We partnered up with Grimnir, and you know, everybody wants to look the right way, and so to have a member of staff do something like that, it wasn't that bad. He just said some words. It wasn't like he beat people up or anything.
No, but there's a standard that you still keep.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah,
and I have to abide by that standard, and he has to abide by that standard now.
Especially since before this, like recently before this, Dave started making ref patches.
Yeah.
So that when we're on the field, players could see that, oh, okay, this is staff. This is somebody I can go to. I can ask questions. It was not for anybody that was a ref that be a shithead and be like, dude, I'm a ref. And
Yes.
right? So at that point, he made it very clear, like, look, you are the second incarnation of Jesus Christ when you wear this patch on the field.
Yeah.
You know, if you're playing
Second.
and if somebody didn't shoot you and you know they didn't shoot you, but like they were like, you're going to call it because you're going to, you know.
You have to be better.
You represent.
Yeah.
You.
I told him, I was like,
Yeah.
once you put this patch on, it's not about you anymore.
Yes.
It's not about you. There could be a guy 450 yards away, and he's like, I hit you. And you're like, you know what? Good shot. I'm out.
Yes.
You have to.
You just say yes, I did. Yes, you did. And
Yeah.
and
Hey,
you can
great-
feel whatever way you
great
want
shot.
after the game,
Yeah,
and
your
we can
ego-
talk about it.
Your ego's gone at that point.
Yes.
Like, and that's a cost of working at Zulu 24, the second voted best airsoft field in the United States.
Number one in our hearts, though.
Number one in our hearts.
This is my home field. That's what I always say.
And it's a great field. It's a great field because the types of refs that would curse you out and be an asshole are going to get fired and they're checked. And
That doesn't mean that the refs aren't going to correct you, right?
Right.
You don't.
Yeah.
If you don't enforce standards, you don't have standards, right?
Yes.
But there's a professional way to do it. There's a professional level to everything, and talking to people is a professional level, right? You have to be at a professional level.
But
there's
no lost love between me and Ant. Maybe that day I was a little pissed off.
in
but
Dave's words, not that day, but afterwards, and it was brought up because I was instantly.
he knew.
I got over it after a couple of weeks,
yeah.
and I was instantly making jokes. And Dave was like, "Oh yeah, I wanted to punch you in the fucking mouth."
Oh yeah, like
no, he was
Yep.
pissed.
he took it on the chin though. Like he wasn't like, oh, but this and that guy said
No.
mean words to me, and I was tired, and no, he took full responsibility for it.
Do you know what? Why? Because I saw my own footage of me
Yeah,
saying it, so there was no like
Yeah.
my recollection of what happened. Like I saw it,
Yeah.
and I was like, it was just so distasteful to me.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. Nothing that I saw or heard come out of my mouth in that video was like becoming of like the person I want to be,
Yes.
or even like becoming of the role that I should have been in as staff for that event.
Yeah.
And it was just like, you know what? Maybe I am jaded. Maybe I have a shop I'm running, and to have the shop there on a weekend and be reffing, and you know,
Oh yeah.
to not be able to attend to that,
Yeah.
and trying to get life in order. Like I was just like, maybe that's just. I had to sit back and just kind of recollect and be like, maybe I got to simplify what I have going on. And maybe,
Yeah.
and you know what, this was a good thing. So
Well, you were talking about that earlier with the, going home timer clock. I mean, that's kind of the same kind of thing. But to touch on the firing part thing, I mean, you enforced the standard.
Yeah.
You
broke
fire. You
broke the standard. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, though, you were big enough to take a look at yourself and go, you know what, that was the right call to make. That was right what happened.
Yeah.
And my thing that happened earlier this week, we had a situation, and I'm going to be very, very vague about it.
You have to be. Yeah, you have to be. Yeah.
But we had a situation with somebody who was literally in all of our minds as the executive team, a rock star, like an absolute rock star.
That sucks.
Yeah, that was the kind of firing that I had to do this past week because of a level of a standard that had gotten broken.
That
was
sucks.
just, you have to enforce it, and
Yeah.
literally all three of us that were, it was me, Kurt, and our HR director sitting down and just being like, how do we get out of enforcing this? Like, was there any justification? And it's like, there's not. You have to.
See, when you feel bad about doing it, that almost proves that you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people are like, nah, if you feel bad about it, it's because you're doing the wrong thing. No, but if you set a again,
Yeah.
you don't have standards unless you enforce a standard.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And that standard applies to everybody.
Yeah. No.
Fucking everybody. Me as well, right?
Yes.
Like, what's the worst thing that could happen to Zulu, right? Is a video, because everybody wears fucking cameras now.
Yep.
Is a video of me getting shot, not calling it, and then be like, no, fuck you. You didn't fucking.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the worst thing that could fucking
Absolutely.
happen. I don't need that win.
No.
I
No.
don't
No.
need
No.
that
No.
one.
No. No. No.
So the fact that you feel bad about it shows that, like, you were doing everything you could, but unfortunately, in the black and white,
Yeah.
he, she, whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
broke that standard, and you have to enforce a standard.
Yeah.
Because you'll never be at a high standard if you don't enforce a high standard.
No, and that's kind of the thing that again, as we're growing and we've been growing, and we have moved away from, we're a hobby shop, we're a local store that everybody can come and pal around, and we still want that vibe, right? We still want everybody to feel like they can come hang out with us and everything. But at the end of the day, our performance on the back end has to be absolute rock star to keep our our trajectory going, and our standards have to meet that too. And we've had to have a hard conversation, honestly, the last 3 months. Is like when I became vice president, and at the same time I became vice president, we appointed an HR director.
Yeah.
So it was a move by.
That's a big move, by the way, for a company.
Yes, it was a giant move, and it was kind of a recognition of Kurt being like, I need to have people that I really trust to run this, because we're getting to a point where I can't have eyes everywhere.
Sure.
And basically we got to a point where that happened, and the next like 3, 4, 8 weeks, we just started revamping every SOP we had, writing SOPs that never gotten written down, like actually having standards for things. And then we get to a point where, past week, we had probably one of the worst things that anything that we wanted to deal with on a personal level happened, because we rose our standards to become a better company.
Hey, it happens, man. Some people get left behind,
and and that one was hard. There was a few other ones that was like, all right, that we knew that growing pain was going to happen.
Sure.
But this one, it kind of it blindsided us. I think that was the hard part.
Yeah, man. Okay, so hard pause.
Hard pause.
Sean.
Yes.
Is it okay if I say that you're a law enforcement officer?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that was covered in the other one that was on.
Okay.
Unpause. Sean. Wait.
How many cops does it take to change a light bulb?
No.
I can't answer that.
So John Smith is here with us. As a law enforcement officer, how does the law enforcement community see fucking airsoft?
They still see it as toys for the most part.
That's cool, actually.
So what about when we make a bunch of noise?
Oof. What time of the day are you making the noise?
I mean, maybe the sun's down. I don't know.
Is there a local noise ordinance?
There is, but it's only 80 decibels. No, 70 at night. Don't care about that part.
8 a.m.
Is
super
New
dumb,
Windsor
super
your
dumb.
jurisdiction?
No, it is not. And I will not say where I work on air.
Not sure what I work on.
So you as a well, obviously you own night vision. You've got it on your head.
Sure do.
How does your local law enforcement? They got to ask about it, and you have to be like, "Oh, well, I play airsoft." In fact, blah, blah, blah.
Actually, it's funny. I interviewed for the SWAT team, which, spoiler, I did not make it. I don't run very much.
When does a SWAT team run to a fucking house? Let's be real.
No, but there is a PT standard to get into SWAT
Understand
school.
that totally.
Yeah.
However,
Running's the worst thing to do on the SWAT team, because then you get all amped up and you're like, oh my god, oh bad guy, shoot him, oh fuck, oh
Yeah.
god, he didn't have a gun, oh no,
oh
god.
no,
Quick, put a gun on him.
I didn't.
yeah, sprinkle some crack on them. Together.
I did not say that.
I said it. It's fine.
Um,
John Smith said that.
John Smith.
The- You know, one of the questions they asked
not
in
his
the
lawyer.
interview was just like, you know, like, oh, do you have any experience with the M4 platform? I'm like,
and you were like,
I'm-
yes.
I'm like,
tons of it.
yeah, they're like, you don't have any like military in your background. I'm like,
Mhm.
well, in for a penny, in for a pound. I've been playing airsoft for
Yeah,
the past
might
15
as well.
years. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like,
You
and
might-
at the most basic level, it is a fantastic dry fire
yes.
tool. Like, and I went on this like 2-minute. I'm not going to say tirade because I was in a professional interview setting,
Sure.
but like speech, we'll call it, about the benefits of airsoft. I'm like, that's actually a really good point. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
they're like,
right.
like
Also-
what's your mile and a half time? I'm like, why you got to attack me like that, bro? Come on.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's subjective.
Yeah.
That's
That question will get a lot of airsofters.
that's right there. You're like, what's my mile and a half time?
what's your mile and a half time?
my gender?
Yeah, right. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Can you see your belt buckle? No. What's your mile and a half time? That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
Damn, Sean
yeah.
on the SWAT.
Yeah.
I almost said the town. I shouldn't have said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost, because I was
Yeah.
just like, why do they have a SWAT team?
Where I work does not have one. That we were participating in a larger, like, multi-jurisdictional one.
Okay.
There's actually 2 in the county within where I work. Trying very, very carefully not
He'll edit it out.
to do anything
Yeah.
stupid.
You don't have to answer that.
Yeah. Are you my lawyer?
Yeah.
Right now, I am.
Am I being detained?
No,
You wanna be?
No, that's what he asked you.
Tom is probably the most qualified to be your lawyer
Oh,
out of
yeah?
everybody else in this table.
So
Probably not,
No.
but go ahead.
so you're the VP of AMP now, correct?
Yes,
All right.
unfortunately.
So when you guys brought in HR, there was a whole bunch of like
yeah.
dumb HR bullshit you had to bring with HR, right?
Yes, to a
Like-
certain degree.
Like
yes.
sexual harassment training and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
Right? Right. So correct me if I'm wrong, but the sexual harassment gets way worse right after the training, doesn't it?
Yep.
From the guys in the shop.
Yeah, because they're making jokes about
Yes.
it. They're making jokes about it.
And it's like,
So-
can't be doing that.
Let me see your butthole.
Yeah.
Got it.
So,
BHP.
Yeah, the BHP.
Don't feel
So-
bad. Our governor used to be.
oh.
So
Oh.
where I work, like we're just going through this again. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Yes.
And like it's the same video every year for
Yep.
they've probably used the same ones for the past 20 years and just made
You
it
have to
from
buy that video.
VHS to DVD.
Yes.
Right. And
To
what-
DVD.
yeah. Meanwhile, most of our computers in the station now don't even have disc players.
No,
Like,
yeah.
we have to bring the old one out of the closet and plug it in. Like, so one of the things is just it's like workplace harassment, right? And it's just like John and Tom are coworkers in the office. Tom is in a wheelchair, and John has decided to come up with a new nickname for him. You know exactly what I'm about to say.
What's the nickname? What's the nickname? Speedy?
The video cuts to the guy in the wheelchair.
Stand up while you're talking to me.
The video cuts to the guy in the wheelchair rolling up to the other guy's desk, and he's just like, "Oh, what's up, Hot Wheels?" I'm like,
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Are you kidding me?
"I never would have thought of that."
That's the example they use?
Yes!
These HR videos must have been made by comedians.
Yeah, it was made by Shane Gillis. Are you kidding
So the
me?
next day,
That's fucking amazing.
Kill Tony.
you guys have not been to AMP.
Not
Our
in
entire-
a long time.
Our
Not since Matt
entire
Halfley worked
back end
there.
hallway is literally just memes of other coworkers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because we just fuck with each other all day.
Oh,
so
man.
literally after that, it's just like memes about what was in the video
Bro,
on the wall. It's
dude,
like, that's definitely
this-
not breaking HR protocol.
This
It's
guy
just
that
white walls now.
Yeah.
It's just white walls.
this guy that I work with got bit like in the process of arresting this
Yeah.
this person. I made sure he was okay.
Yeah.
I'm like,
And then the Mike Tyson joke started.
I'm a piranha from Finding Nemo. I printed it out and stuck it to his locker.
Yep. Oh, that's harassment.
No, it's not.
HR.
It's only harassment if someone's
Offended.
feels offended by it.
Yes, it's very, very subjective.
Yeah.
It's very fun
that's
to
a whole
have those
other
meetings.
conversation.
Yeah.
If you tell anybody that I
Well,
did
we do have a
Yeah,
cat.
yeah.
We do have a cat here. How do you feel about that?
a cat, meow. So I keep finding these really cringy videos on Instagram of
They
people.
always have your face. It's weird.
There's these cringy videos on Instagram of just like they're intentionally cringy posts. And
Yes,
there's
yes.
pages on
Oh,
Instagram
God.
Fucking
dedicated.
Hot Wheels.
They're
It's just like,
In an
is
HR video.
this an appropriate nickname? I'm
Fuck,
like, yes,
man.
it is.
It's so good. It's so good. What's up, Hot Wheels? I got in a car accident. Thanks, Dick. You know, like, fucking, that's great. Sorry, Anthony. It's hitting me. Jesus Christ. That's some Marine Corps shit right there. That's some fucking Marine Corps shit right there.
Oh my God.
Shit.
so
They literally
yeah,
put two
there's-
Marines on camera. And
Yeah,
went,
dude.
just talk to each other.
That's harassment. What? I said hello.
Sorry,
ahead. Go ahead.
We're on a tangent now.
No, well,
fucking got him though.
his ADD won't allow him to stop.
Get fucked, dude. Hot Wheels. Come on. If you're in a wheelchair,
Redacted.
We're canceled.
you're not doing yourself a service.
Jordan has to edit out the last 15 minutes because
It's in an
we are-
HR
sit
video.
on-
That means it's been approved by everybody.
True. I don't know. We see how it rolls. God
So,
damn it.
okay, there are.
Dave was homeless.
I'm working at Home Depot now.
yeah. Stewards. I got my eye on Stewards.
Yeah.
I could easily manage a Stewards. It's like 65 grand a year.
Employee owned, man. You'll be
It's
a
got
millionaire.
good benefits.
Yeah.
And the
Cushy $35,000 a year job.
Oh man.
I see a drum set up there.
Yeah.
And I see a microphone. Oh, Step Brothers.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Well,
Anthony.
okay, so
Anyways,
Continue.
so pizza's here.
yeah,
Hot Wheels.
there's pages on Instagram dedicated to reposting cringe.
Oh, I'm aware.
And there
Yeah.
are particular posts that involve the people meowing in some way. So there's one, a guy drinks a Dr. Pepper. He's like, got that black cherry.
Oh,
He's
keeps the meows at bay.
like, he's like, helps
Yeah.
with the meows. He drinks it and he's like,
You showed me this.
right. And so I'll find videos like that and I'll send it to all the guys and I'll be like, this is what's left of Jinxie. Because you guys are like, yeah, I don't want to do MSW anymore and no more Jinxie.
I'm so sad that I started that, right? It's become a point now where it's just a meme. But Jinxie was fucking effective.
Oh, yeah.
To the point where, like, when we first went to, when we first embraced Jinxie. Okay, so backstory. Mario and Nick wanted to paint their face for a regular open play day. We're playing World War III, so it was like small team, whatever the fuck. And they were like, come on, David. This is not a racist impression.
This is Mario.
This is Mario.
Mario would approve. Don't
We're-
worry.
We're great friends, and I hope Mario sees this. Like, come on, David, you need to paint your face and Mario, when he painted his face, it was like fucking Picasso. It was perfect.
It looked right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It
yeah.
looked so right. It
It
was
looked
fake.
like he was born that way.
It looked like
yeah.
he used a ruler
Yeah.
to like make the lines, dude. It was fucking perfect, right? And then Nick did his shit, and it looked pretty good. Nick looked good, fucking in shape. Anyway, so they painted their faces like fucking all out, and I was like I don't want to succumb to peer pressure because it doesn't fucking work on me, but also like I don't want to be left out in the cold, right?
That looks cool,
So-
but I don't want to admit it.
yeah, exactly. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna be an asshole, and I painted fucking whiskers and a nose and everything, right? And I was like, ha ha ha, look at me, I'm fucking,
Yeah.
I'm a little Kit Kat, yeah, eat shit. I put paint on my face, I win. And then during that game, we started meowing at each other
Oh.
as a joke. But then it fucking worked.
Yeah.
And then it grew from there. It got to the point where we can distinguish fake meows from real meows because we knew everybody on the we knew every meow had its own like that Sean, that's fucking
Yep.
like whoever. And so when there was a kid who I won't name who came to an event with us and he meowed and we're like, shut up.
You're not part of this.
Yeah.
This is not your thing.
Like everybody knew that was like a imposter meow.
Yeah.
No, that's not the meow.
The catalyst of it though was whoever
Catalyst.
Catalyst. Yes.
Ah.
Whatever that person's name was there taking pictures that day. and the picture of your face was perfect because it was through the crowd.
Yep.
And everything else is blurred out. It was just your stoic, just staring forward, getting the safety brief with just kitty cat face paint.
Yeah, because I didn't want to be. I didn't want to put face paint on. I wear contacts. When I put face paint on,
terrible.
It gets underneath the contacts and it fucking burns.
Yep.
Like I'm not a big fan, right? But it was amazing. So that's the backstory of Jinxie, right? And then it blossomed into this thing where we would mount each other. People like at the first couple Milsom West, people make fun of us, but then we'd fucking destroy them.
Yeah,
and
you
then
can coordinate without saying shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Right. And what the fuck does a meow mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it became this thing. We were so fucking effective. We would train. We would actually come out here and train, and training in airsoft is just getting a group of guys together and just doing shit, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that'll make you tenfold better. And we were fucking effective. And then life happens, right? Like airsoft is my life, right? It's my business.
Yes.
It feeds my family. So it's much easier for me to be like, yeah, I'll be there Thursdays. It's a lot harder when, again, this is all basically staff, where staff are not, bottom of the barrel people.
Yes.
Who have other shit going on in their lives, and maybe this isn't the most important thing in their lives. So like the training dwindled off. We actually like came together like towards the end there.
We had a whiteboard and shit.
We had a whiteboard, and we were like, hey, do we want to take this seriously or do we don't? And we're like, let's take it seriously. And then it's just like
we took it like super duper serial for about a year.
Yeah.
And then it fell off.
It just kind of fell apart because people have lives. I mean, you became law enforcement. Like shit just happens, right?
I have a prohibitive schedule to airsofting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like people who are interested in taking a team to a next level are also doing that in their lives.
Yes, absolutely.
Which means that life is always going to trump airsoft.
Well, I mean,
like always.
I mean, to be very, very, very real, look what happened to Grimnir.
What happened to Grimnir?
They're not doing events this year.
They're taking a hiatus.
They're taking a hiatus. But that's because a lot of shit got very real in a lot of their lives at a lot of the same time.
I don't want to speak too much about it because I know a lot, but I don't know everything.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring them back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please bring them back.
That's for the Patreon
sad.
Later.
We were all very sad when we saw their post.
Yes, very much so.
Because they are successful people.
Yes, and that's what I mean.
Because they are successful people, they know how to organize events, and their events were, to this day.
The one in West Virginia was one of the best ones I've ever been to. Yeah.
Okay, that was a great event.
Yep.
The one I went to in PA.
Yep.
Was bar none, and I've been doing this since fucking 2008.
That was the one I was at with you, right? When at Skirmish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Skirmish.
Yeah.
Skirmish.
Yeah.
That game was the best produced game. The most fun I've ever had. It was the best airsoft. I can't do it.
I've played a lot of games. This game was maybe the best game I've ever played.
No.
I said, wow, what a great game.
And all the people.
Lion Claw doesn't make games like this. We used to have great games in this country.
Kind of a fruity Trump, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
We used to have, my voice isn't.
It's good enough.
Yeah.
We used to have a lot great games. We used to have a lot of great games in this country.
I told them after the game, I was like, look, from a production standpoint, from a player standpoint, that was the best game I've ever been to. Their timeline was perfect.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know if shit. Bleep out their names. 2 players that play here a lot. Bleep those out.
Mm-hmm.
They left Saturday evening because they were like, "This is the best game I've ever been to. I just want to go home." Like, not because
I was so satisfied.
Yeah.
I'm so
satisfied. Like that was
satisfied.
the attitude. Like this is such a good game that I've peaked.
Yeah.
That's like open play here. If you have a good first 3 or 4 games, like depending if you're closing at 9 or at 4 or 6, never ever step on the field for the last game.
No.
Because it's going to ruin your day.
That's when you get shot in the face.
Yes.
But I mean, for even those 2, like to say, and they left, and they were like, "Hey, make sure you go up to Max and tell him we didn't leave because we were having a good time." We quite the opposite. We left because we're like fulfilled.
Yeah.
Like we just got beer and bitches waiting. Like we had a fantastic time.
Yeah.
And that goes down in history as like one of the best games I've ever been to. Like bar none, all checks in the box.
They took everything, and I think this is also why they're on the hiatus too. Again, stuff. I talk to them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say stuff for them, but they what?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, but they took everything so seriously. They ran everything very deliberately, not seriously. Like, oh, you can't do that. That's not in the rules. Like they ran it very deliberately, and they grew every event. After every single event, I don't know. I was at the first Grimnir Radio Silence at Skirmish, and comparing the first Radio Silence to the game you and I went to at Skirmish, because a direct comparison, the choreographed, like the way they choreographed it was so much better. The way they moved players around was just so coordinated. They had it down to a T. They had it figured out. They knew how to deal with the ruckus of people, like the people that would come in there. It's like, just no, you're done.
Yeah.
And they had that down, and I think they were such a good team of guys that just put stuff together because they knew how to put on a great show.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing. They were so deliberate about being good and being better.
And they gave the player agency, right? So So one of the big things, because the only planning that I sat in on and I participated in was the Benghazi planning, right? They were very meticulous, and also they really wanted to give the players agency.
Yeah.
To be subtly directed.
Yeah.
But being subtly directed to make their own decisions about how they wanted to affect the outcome, right? And there were contingencies about every outcome.
Yeah.
Like if you would have gotten captured, there was like a follow-on mission for that.
Yeah.
Like we went to I think it was Ian's house. Went to Ian's house and we sat there for like 6 hours, just planning, like storyboarding everything.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were like, oh, you can't plan for everything, and we didn't. We planned for contingencies. If this happens, this happens. If this happens, this happens. If this happens,
core
follow
threads.
Yeah. The players dictate. It was one of those old books. You guys might be too young for this. Those old books where it's like choose your own adventure.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah. Well, but in book form.
Yeah.
Right. So flip to page 38 if you made this decision.
But if you keep your thumb on it, it doesn't count. Yeah.
We all did that.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
We saw every outcome.
Yes.
We were the oracles. But
Yep.
but they're so good at it, which again proves the point that successful people do things
Exactly.
the right way.
That's
So,
why I bring
like-
them up.
Like I'm going to reach out to them soon, and I guess they'll be hearing about it through this podcast. Like they had something special. They're following their fucking player. Their Discord to this day is active.
I know. That's
yeah.
that's the funniest part is that it's not dead.
No,
It's very
dude,
active.
Zulu's Discord is a fucking barren wasteland. Their shit
It's
is
just for
fucking-
gaming.
Yeah. Their Discord is fucking active.
The thing
And people are still like coming up with lore and all this shit. The problem is they went with a futuristic theme, so a lot of people on the outside see Star Wars.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
and it's not. If you actually, so Max actually wrote books,
Yes.
like the lore of the books, and it's like it's not Star Wars. It's all the modern shit, but also we found some alien technology.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
Like it's near future.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
still using guns.
Yeah.
We're still using guns.
Which is plausible.
It's
Sure,
20.
sure.
It's in 22-24, not 30-24.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they also like they still don't know how the alien tech works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're still just figuring it out, right? Their fucking storyline was amazing.
Redacted.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have. All right, we're bleeping.
I'm not affiliated with
Yeah,
anybody,
we're-
so I can talk all the
Yeah,
shit.
well, we're bleeping it out. I don't give a fuck.
Redacted.
This is why. This is
Jordan.
why I sat down. Yes.
You are.
You're putting in your work on this one.
Jordan, you're gonna fucking hate me.
Yeah.
All right. I have to get off in a minute. What do you hate the most about airsofters? Go.
Redacted.
So,
Anthony, what do you hate the most about airsofters?
Oh, the complete lack of agency in themselves. Like they'll show up to things not prepared, and then because they feel special, they expect everybody else to fix that problem for them for free.
For free, yes.
Acceptable.
And I'm not just talking about the guns. I'm talking
Yeah.
about
Dave, what do you hate the most about airsofters?
they all want to be Navy SEALs, but they don't want to sweat for it.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah.
What I hate the most about airsofters, and this is coming from someone who played airsoft for the better part of 15 years, you're not nearly as cool as you think you are.
Yes.
Except for us, right?
We're on a podcast.
Oh, yeah,
We're
totally.
really cool. Yeah, we're
except for
cool.
us. Yeah, okay.
This is coming from someone who's out of shape.
Round is a shape.
It is conducive to rolling. That's why I do jujitsu now. You can't bring $5 fitness to a $5,000 fight.
Ooh.
Unfuck yourselves.
Ooh, Shawnee out. I mean, John Doe out.
Bleep that. My client wants that bleeped.
I would drop the mic, but these are very expensive.
Oh my God, we're rolling through this.
I guess we're not playing tonight.
No, absolutely not.
No. Yeah, yes, yes. Please, for the love of God, cut that shit.
It's 9:12.
That was
We are not
crazy.
playing tonight.
No, we're not. But I'm honestly like, I mean, in the next part, please bleep out too for reasons of egos will get hurt, but I don't really care.
For reasons of national security.
For reasons of national.
All right,
airsoft
Jordan, you're going to be
security.
watching this when you're editing. You're going to
Yeah.
bleep this out.
I'm going home soon because I've been working for 2 straight weeks and I've clocked 16 hours of overtime in that 2 weeks. And
Holy fuck! Go the fuck home.
Before you leave,
tomorrow's my first day off in like 2 weeks.
can you give me my shirt back before you leave?
What? Fuck you! This
No.
is my goddamn shirt.
I have the same exact shirt.
I know.
But
Oh, hold on. Hello.
hello.
Hey, what's up? I'm on a podcast. I'm on a podcast.
This is not getting bleeped out.
No, this is not getting bleeped out.
All right, you sound exhausted. Go to sleep.
Does Evan kind of look like Woody from Toy Story?
All right, love you, Dad.
In some ways, yes.
It's
He just
so
needs the
weird
hat.
being in Dave's seat. One, I don't have the board in front of me, and his headphones are bigger than mine. Dave's got big brain.
You should dress as Woody from Toy Story for Halloween
Why?
because
Yeah,
you
it
kinda
would
look
work.
like him.
It would
Would
work.
I?
It would
You
work.
got the build, you got the face.
Becca has cowboy boots.
You need.
I have cowboy boots.
I know, but she could be Jessie.
she could be Jessie.
Yeah.
No, she has to be Little Bo Peep because Jesse's Buzz's girlfriend.
Yes.
Yes, that's the Toy Story lore.
I know.
Jessie is Buzz's girlfriend.
I know. I'm just saying you
All
could
right,
do the
but
whole.
no, Becca could be Little Bo Peep, and that's fine.
Okay.
I have a snake in my boot.
I have a snake in my boot.
You need to literally have a snake, like something,
Something,
in your boot
like
that you
a
just
fake
pull out.
snake.
It's like, no, I really
Oh,
fucking
like
do.
a-
Holy shit!
I went as Arthur Morgan a couple of years ago. Like, yeah, I do because I have a whole gun belt that I bought from El Paso Saddlery, which is one of the oldest like leather makers in the country apparently.
Yeah.
And I have a custom pistol belt holster because I also bought a Schofield, like an actual 1875 Schofield.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's in 45 long Colt though, so because it's like a reproduction by Birdie.
I have
fucking
some
love this guy.
awesome photos of
Yeah.
him shooting it.
No, I have that. I have some awesome photos. He has awesome photos of that, me shooting that. But also, I have a black powder cap and ball 44 cal revolver as well.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, no, I'm super into like cowboy action. I would love to actually get into cowboy action shooting, but I there's nowhere around here that you can do it.
No,
Also,
there's not.
And also, the gun laws in New York are fucking a complete infringement on my rights. But you know,
We
whatever.
did find a place that you could do it, but you have to be a member there, and it's
It's
$400 a year.
Yeah, I'm already a member of another gun club up
Oh yeah. No, if you're a part of one.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's also like as much as I like going there, because like Anthony, Evan, and I have started doing like USPSA style competition.
Oh, I know you.
yeah, I've seen,
Honey, we talk
I know,
weekly and
I
daily.
know. I'm educating the viewers. But the thing is, so like their USPSA nights are open competition nights. So for us, we can go there as non-members, spend $15 and shoot. They're like, yeah, if you want to do the cowboy action shoot, you have to be a member. And they
Yeah.
only do pistols and they only allow rifles for those shoots specifically. So like we can't go there and shoot our other guns, just handguns.
Yeah, it's just handguns.
I mean, you still got
whereas like
Anthony's pile of dirt. He's got a pile of dirt.
Yeah.
Let's just say, boss,
Let's just
quite a bit of
say-
tiles that day.
I mean, also
Literally.
But then it's also like we're spending $400 to be a member there, and it's a 40-minute drive. So like
yeah,
we have
whereas,
a pile of dirt that's a 10-minute walk.
Yeah,
also I'm a member of Plattekill Running Gun or Bethlehem Running Gun Club up in Plattekill, like 5 minutes on the road from Dave.
Okay.
And I pay $150. Well, actually, I'm a spousal member because my wife's been there a member way longer than I have.
Yeah.
So we pay a total of $200 a year, and there's a whole stocked lake.
Yep.
There's a skeet range. There's a 100-yard pistol and rifle range.
Yep.
There's a 3D target shoot for bow and arrow. There's camping spots.
Why have you not told me about that?
So
What?
literally,
3D archery shoot down.
Yeah, I can bring you
so
whatever.
literally where he belongs, make the 100-yard one 1,000-yard range, and it's the exact same range I belong to, but in PA for $120 a year.
Pennsyltucky.
And you
Oh,
also have
no,
the
it's not.
ability-
Well, it's not exactly Pennsylvania yet, but and you can shoot whatever you want because it's Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Where in
Yeah.
Pennsylvania?
It's like 25 minutes from Amped. Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and literally, we actually started using it for, some YouTube videos that we're gonna start putting out on, just because we're trying to build up more knowledge base YouTube videos. And so there's a ton of shotguns coming out right now. So we basically were like, we can't shoot all this in the back lot. Like, it's boring.
Yeah.
So we were like, Grand Thumb Lab style, go to the actual range. I have a real Sega 12. And we have a TM Sega 12. And we were like, hey, guys, we're testing airsoft guns. Oh, shit.
I'm going to say...
He did something similar a couple years ago, or last year?
Last year with
the iPro.
We did iPro Destruction. So
yeah.
That is based.
That is
so
pretty great.
I'm going to throw our favorite airsoft store under the bus for a second, and I'll probably bleep their name. Do you know sells non-ANSI rated eye protection in the eye protection section?
Yep.
Yeah.
You made me aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
Players that would come in with this eye protection, I have another pair in the shop because I probably will have to cut this. But basically what we did was I took a pair of Pyramex ESS and these goggles and I put them side by side. And
was it the lens?
It was the frame.
Okay.
So the second
thing.
pair that the player brought into the shop, that was the lens. That's the FMA goggles. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can show you. Don't sell them.
No.
Sells non-ANSI iPro and metal BBs.
Yeah.
The first pair that we got, it was a pair of Rothko over prescription glasses, full seal goggles. And I looked at it and was like, absolutely not, because basically the way that the goggle strap attached, it clipped onto the lens via this like 2mm nub. And I was like, that's going to get shot by a BB break. So it lasted until it got hit by a 3.2 from about 30 feet away. And then you watch it on the mannequin head just fucking detonate and fly off. I was like, I'm still curious though. So we worked it all the way up to
a 12 gauge
to 4.5s. And then I was like, we still have one more spicy test. And I actually just posted this on the Zulu TikTok. I turned around and was like, ESS and Oakley test with 12 gauge birdshot.
And so it worked.
They're BBs.
The lens on those Rothko goggles did block them.
Yeah.
But the frame, obviously, it failed on the 3.2s.
Yeah.
The Pyramex and the ESS held up just fine, but yeah, we were shooting mannequin heads with iPro on them with 12 gauge shotguns.
Hey,
for science.
Did it work?
Yes.
What iPro do you wear?
Just Pit Vipers, obviously. No.
So actually, fun fact, we found out today the ESS crossbow full seal gasket fits on the Pit Vipers and makes it full seal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we knew the M-frame one worked. We didn't know the ESS gasket.
I didn't know the ESS would work that way.
It works very well. Like better than the Oakley one does.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
because I'll be honest, I do run Pit Vipers when I'm like at New Mexico because it was very bright the entire time.
Well, so it's also like if you're playing at a field where they don't require full seal.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like our insurance is a little weird. If you want to wear non-full seal, it has to be Oakley, ESS, or Wiley X. That's what we got the insurance to agree to.
Yeah.
So for like Pit Vipers, we know they're rated.
That's so moist.
But but
oh, dude, that's why I put the long sleeve on.
The insurance company didn't want to play ball, so that's where we're at.
Yeah.
But Ted also has been on the podcast. Like, there's so many people that have been on the podcast that are here tonight.
It's kind of crazy because I watch your guys' podcast as like literally white noise in the background.
Yeah. I haven't been on a podcast in a hot minute, actually.
Yeah, so like Evan, you're a returning guest now.
Yep.
Tom's returning guest.
Yep.
Obviously, Anthony and I. Ted's here. Bob was here. Gun Gamers is here. Like, so many people.
Sean.
On the pod. Yeah, Sean. He's been on an episode too. But that's the thing. He showed up with Pit Vipers.
Becca was here earlier.
Yeah, and Becca was here. Yeah. He showed up with Pit Vipers, and he's like, "Do you think the ESS gasket will fit?" Sure, shit, works perfectly.
That's really funny, actually.
Yeah.
God
Okay.
bless.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
As long as the Pit Vipers themselves are.
Yeah, because there are
they
non
have to-
Yeah, because they.
So
like
that was
Pit Viper.
and we can probably not bleep this out, but that was a fun conversation because Pit Viper was eliminating a lot of SKUs specifically from their ANSI rated line, not from their regular.
Don't
line.
do that.
And we were like, the question came up from a few people, should we carry non-ANSI rated Pit Vipers because people want them? And I was like, 100% not. And there were other people in the company like, no, because if we're selling Pit Vipers, We do not want to mix up.
There's
No.
too much
do
margin
they
for
look the
error.
same?
People are too fucking stupid.
They're like the same, except they do not have the side pieces because they're not safety glasses. And so
Right.
Pit Viper is making the 80s style safety glasses. That's where they started.
Yeah.
And why is that a problem though? Because of the lack of agency.
Yep.
The
And-
lack of
and
agency.
No, because Sean before he left, he asked everybody.
Yep.
I was standing right
Okay.
over there, and I'm
Yeah.
about to answer mine, and I'm gonna ask Jordan his.
Oh, you don't want that answer.
I do want that answer.
We
What
are
is your
making this
least
one.
favorite thing about airsofters?
We are making this really hard for me to edit.
Yeah, the last half of this entire podcast is like gone.
Nah, not so
No,
much.
you
There's gonna be some funny clips.
Yeah, like why won't you be able to include like your least favorite thing about airsofters? You can include mine. I don't give a shit. People can roast me in the comments. I don't care.
There's certain
You can't hurt my feelings.
there's a certain
That is
amount of
not
truth
true.
you can give airsofters.
You
before
can
they
hurt my
feel-
feelings. Random people on the internet cannot
So
hurt my feelings.
This is where my brain is trying to think what would be my least favorite thing about airsofters. So let's do you first while I come up with mine.
It's definitely like I think somebody already said it, or it's a combination of like what everybody already
Yeah.
said, where it was like people who show up with like $1,000 kits and rigs.
Yeah.
It's the people who spend gratuitous amounts of money on this
Oh.
to look cool. And like, don't get me wrong, like we all like to look Gucci here and there.
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
you also have to, look at the rest of your life and say, okay, can I justify dropping $1,000 on a chest rig for airsoft?
We could get
No, that's their
so
right.
deep into
Huh?
the weeds.
That's their right.
Yeah,
Sure,
yeah.
As
but
long as
well,
they're
okay,
drinking
so-
water,
so
and if they,
everyone's
But
allowed to have their-
but it's the same people who show up as like, I had a gallon of Mountain Dew this morning. Why did I heat Kaz? That's it. Those people.
like,
no,
you're
it's-
playing airsoft,
no.
you're on your way to losing.
Yeah,
I've
no,
watched kids start coming here, chubby little guys, and then they play for years, and like
Well, that
you
was
just,
me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
that
just
was
see
me.
them like slim. It's like good for you. So it's like this is exactly what they should be doing.
Yeah.
So like
No, I agree.
Yeah.
prime example.
I'm not shaming those people. Sorry, I'm not shaming those people. I'm just shaming the people who show up in like what Sean said. You can't show up with like $5 fitness to a $5,000, whatever.
No, I get that. Okay, so like that's part of it too. So like at my heaviest, I was 300 pounds. I still have my fat kid pants. Like my first pair of Cry G3s were a 42-inch waist.
God bless.
So like
I would keep those as a reminder.
I turned them into shorts.
Yeah.
They're a reminder.
Jorts.
Because I don't want to be fat. And it came in two realms of it being physical fitness and me wanting to better myself.
Yeah.
But also at the time I was young and dumb and thought no girl is going to want to be with a fat guy. I understand like, dad bods and body shaming, but it worked. It made me not overweight and heavy.
Yeah.
But it also comes down to something that I say on the field so much. So like for a prime example, full circle here. My least favorite thing with airsofters, since we've got the boss systems, I have not had this much fun playing airsoft in years. Like I love Milsom West, I love events, I love doing all this stuff. Night vision's cool, but the boss system, like Dave said, made me fall back in love with airsoft. But even after like the second day of me playing with it, I walked off the field and said this phrase: "You can never take the bullshit out of the game.
no.
No.
You can make it as
Yeah,
fun as possible, but you can never take the bullshit out of the game." And that's kind of what makes me. This is my least favorite thing. I can show up wearing all of this. I can still suck.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I can still go, hey, I had fun.
Mhm.
Like, airsoft is, as we said on the last podcast, it's the friends you make along the way. If you can't go out on the field and just have a good time and realize you're with your boys, you're with your homies, you're having a good time, then
Yeah.
it's probably not the right game for you. What gets me triggered is when someone thinks they're better than someone else. And it's because you all showed up, you all paid $35, or maybe you paid $150 or $200 for an event.
Yeah.
So did the guy you're shooting at. So did the person next to you. You have no right to be a dick to someone because they're a little bit newer or they're not doing what you think is cool. You all paid the same amount of money.
Oh my
to play
God,
dress up
foster
in the
those
woods.
people. Seriously.
You already
Yeah.
paid to play dress up in the woods. Like I say at the safety briefs when I have my disappointed dad talks, your Halloween costume's pretty. You all look good. We're here to have fun. We're playing dress up in the woods. My problem comes in when people start thinking they're better than each other because their gun shoots a little better or their gear's a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
That's the shit that grinds my gears to a new level because I hate that egotistical bullshit. That's what I hate about airsofters.
Yeah, dude, like every time I gave a safety brief, I'd be like, you are out there in your silly fake plastic costume shooting fake plastic guns. Nobody's actually shooting at you.
Yeah.
The people next to you are not actually getting shot. They're not actually not. This is not real life.
Yeah, it doesn't
If you
matter.
get into a fight out on that field for no reason.
But if it was real,
What if it was my training?
I'm going to sound like Josh Warren for a second. Tom's going to laugh.
I will, and I know what you're going to say.
It
and
doesn't matter who hit who or
Yeah.
how many times. Just fucking play airsoft.
Yeah.
Like, have fun. It does not matter at the end of the day.
I want to point something out that I don't know if you need. You don't need to bleep this. We work.
That's the new game. That's the new water game.
I also just want to
Bleep or don't bleep.
I want to take a quick second to say that this does not represent most airsofters.
No.
Thing.
But
For a
I
lot
would
of
say 10%.
you brought up something, Jordan, that I feel like I need to address, and I'm in a unique position to address.
Okay.
Because of how many event companies we work with.
Okay.
A lot of people do not like, a lot of other event companies do not like Milsom West.
I can understand that.
Josh and other staff members of Milsom West are very good at the marketing tactic that they're using.
And it's great.
It's a very, very effective marketing tactic. And they're all aware that it's a marketing tactic.
Yeah.
If you actually sat down with a lot of the staff at MSW and had a very real conversation that was not about business and was about life, you would have a very, very, very good conversation. Much like you would have a very good conversation with other event runners because they're all adults.
Yeah.
And they've all been through.
Dave is one of the most grown-up dudes
And you can
I've
have,
ever met.
You can have one of the best conversations with those people because they have a lot of life experience. They
Yeah.
have a lot of things going on. But the thing that I want to talk about is not about the people running the events, but the spirit that they give when they put on an event. And you bringing up the beginning talk of every single Milsom West that happens.
It doesn't matter who hit who or how many times.
Well, not even just that. The entire talk, right? The entire intro to the game.
Yeah.
There's a level of showmanship that sets a tone that backs up the big, big structure of organization that MSW has, of the cadre system, of the players listening to the cadre, the entire system of it. But that talk in the beginning recognizes the hype that players feel when they show up for one of these events.
Yes.
Tells them, I love the hype you bring. Don't be a fucking ruin it for other people.
Yeah.
And go have fun at this amazing event that you need every single person here to make it awesome. The thing that I don't see a lot of other producers doing in a safety brief, in an intro to a game, or what the fuck ever it is, whatever they want to call it, they don't set a tone.
Yeah.
They just say, don't shoot hotter than this FPS. Don't do this.
Yeah,
don't
they're
do
giving a
that."
safety brief.
They're
as
giving a
opposed
safety
to
brief.
a culture brief.
And that's the difference is there's a level of showmanship that actually happens when you put on an event. If you call it an event, it's an event. It's not a milsim. It's not like Josh said, we're the only milsim company. They're
We
an
make
event.
jokes about that.
Oh yeah, but it's an event company. And Josh is very aware. He's putting on an event.
You're paying for an experience.
Yeah.
Because some of my favorite Milsom West games to talk about are the games where we fired the least amount of BBs because it was so rainy or cold or miserable that at the end we went, it was still a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You're
like
paying for the
chilling on the
experience.
mountain with the boys for a weekend.
Yeah,
playing
like
cornhole.
in the West Virginia game.
I had a great time fishing.
Yeah. The West Virginia game earlier this year in April.
I'm not gonna lie, I did not
know.
play that game, and I salute all of you who did play that game.
Dude, I have the photos and videos. Connor's shit got soaked.
Yeah.
And we tried to dry it out Saturday morning. It didn't dry out. It just froze solid in place. That's the first time in a Milsom West game where there's a photo of me in the snow.
Oh my god.
There was snow on the top of the mountain when we got up there.
Oh
Friday
no,
night.
because E-House was walking me through the
Yeah.
ruck up, and it was
It was brutal. It was a trail of
intense.
tears.
Yeah.
It literally, like, we made the memes in the Grom chat about it as we were walking up this dirt road in the pitch black. Every time we saw someone turn around and start walking back, we were like, "Are you guys quitting?" They're like, "Yeah, we're quitting." We're like, "Give us your fucking BBs right now." It was like the Band of Brothers scene when they're walking in the vast snow.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Give me your ammo.
yeah, give me your ammo.
Give me
Like,
fucking ammo.
"Oh, you need to get out of here, man." They're like, "No, give us your fucking ammo. We're going up the mountain."
Yeah.
Like, that was what it was. The attrition rate was so high, but that's still a game where I look back. Connor and Hoffman do not look at it the same way I do.
Yeah, you're the only one in your entire friend group having
Yeah.
a good time.
And I'm like, dude, that was awesome. It was
Yeah.
a good time. I had a great time. It was
I think a lot of the guys that go to an MSW, specifically an MSW, that go into it and know this could be absolute fucking hell, because
Yeah.
it could literally be the elements are completely against you, the weather's
Yeah.
completely against you. It's absolutely fucking horrible. Is it real combat? No, it's not fucking real
No.
combat.
no,
but
there's
It's
You-
real suck.
it's really
When
really
it's-
sucky
when it starts raining,
and
that's
when
real.
you know it's going to suck and you've prepped 20% okay to embrace the suck, like
getting kicked by that other 80%.
Yeah, and getting
Yeah.
kicked down and still staying there and being like, you know what, man?
Well, that's part of the
I'm
peer
still ready to
pressure
shoot
with the
some
group.
people.
So like Milsom West is a company of cultured groups.
Mm-hmm.
So like you got the Gromit, you got BDG, TF Mayhem, all of them, and I can't,
Even us, like Jinxie. When
we talked
showed
about
up.
that a little while ago too.
Yeah.
But even back then, they're like, meow, meow. There is a level. So like Milsom West creates a standard for their event, like we were talking about with high standards.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're back on. Yeah, wow,
But
that's
then
bringing it right
those-
around.
Then those groups bring it to a different standard above that
Mhm.
in terms of the way they organize
Mhm.
themselves. So like BDG and Mayhem do a great job. The Grom group is awesome too, but there's this one noticeable thing. If you quit, you're out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's peer pressure.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Bullying.
It's bullying.
Bullying.
It's bullying.
Bring
coming
it
back
back.
full
Healthy
circle.
bullying.
It's healthy bullying because if
That's-
you quit, they're like, we're still going to be friends with you, but you're,
but you're
not in the
com-
group.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not coming with us.
You did
anymore.
not keep up.
Bob didn't quit.
Yep.
Yeah.
We went to, I don't know if you were around for that one, the original ball car one in Virginia at the Cove.
No, I was not there for that.
Okay, so it rained the first like 12 to 14 hours of that event.
Yeah.
We had 2 dudes in the group, in the Zulu group, quit night 1.
Holy shit.
They still get bullied to this day. You know who didn't? Bob. Fucking like almost 70 years old Bob. He made it through that entire game.
And he got soaked like very early.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone was soaked. We were soaking wet by the time we got to our feet. We woke up the next morning and I realized I was holding the line, watching the wrong direction. But like, that's the thing when it comes down to. Oh God, I'm trying not to lose.
I'm sorry, I missed it.
You were so good. You were so good for so long.
That's a short.
That's a short.
the
but-
camera is literally pointed
Oh,
right
I gotta
there.
make sure that's still.
If it's not recording, I'm gonna myself.
Like it's
Thank God.
literally right
Yeah.
there.
I'm like I knew these were Sean's keys. I'm sitting there like
So, with oh man, I'm gonna try and bring it back. With those events like Milsom West,
Yeah.
they've created a standard.
Mhm.
The subgroups have created a standard.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just on the community, like Dave was saying in the last podcast. The community is self-correcting. Like event producers, field runners, they curate the social environment, but then the community curates itself.
Yeah.
So as much as other companies might not like the Milsom West marketing,
Yeah.
when you jump,
It works.
When you jump in the Milsom West general interest group and people start asking dumb questions, it's gotten to the point where I look at Facebook and somebody says, I know you're going to tell me to read the tax off,
Yes,
but
yes.
I have a specific niche, my one-off airsoft problem question, and the community handles it.
yeah.
Does it
So-
get a little back push when we talk about the boss system? A little bit here, a little bit there?
Versus the text that the Zulu page got
Yeah,
on Camo for this event.
Bye, Alex and Joe.
yeah, like
So,
so,
but
but on
like,
the flip side with that, the camo text.
so like, I'm gonna kind of like try to
Bring it
give
back.
not bring it back, but like give like my own 2 cents. And I know it's like, oh, what is that worth? But like,
It's
2
worth
cents.
2 cents.
thank you. I fucking hate both of you. My first Milsom West experience was what was it? Was that ball car? No. It was at West Virginia. It was
Oh, that was a Panthera game. That
Yeah.
was like Saratov 4.
Saratov. Thank you,
Yeah,
Saratov.
it wasn't the perfect weather one, then the hot weather one, then the freezing
It was
one.
per-
then
you
you
know-
went to the one after that. That was like right after COVID.
It was
ended.
perfect weather though.
Yeah, it was in like May. It was
Yeah,
70
it was
degrees during the
beautiful.
day, 50 degrees at night. You had perfect weather for that.
Yeah,
but
Beautiful.
everyone that normally plays on militia or normally plays on NATO decided
Played
to
on
play
militia that day.
So it was like
That's-
350 Rust 4 in militia versus 150 NATO.
Yeah, but what was it? To kind of like not like what you hate hate the most about airsoft is the lack of agency. Expecting showing up and expecting everybody to fix it for you. There was this one kid, and I'll never forget him. This Russian kid. We called him PKM kid.
We actually called him Z Patch Kid.
No, this was years ago. This was
Oh.
before the invasion. So no, you weren't at this one. So this was my first MSW. This was I think 2021. Yeah, it was May of 2021. So what was it? There was this Russian kid showed up full green bean kit. Like he had the fucking shoulder armor.
He had the groin
All right,
armor.
Yeah.
he had the groin armor. He had the like full knee pads. He had a PCAM. He had the actual like
Full regalia.
he had the full like actual Russian pack that was bigger than he was, and he was thinner than I was and smaller than I was.
But
Yes,
with all of his
No.
gear on, he was bigger than me.
and dude, he had like the actual like Tachanka helmet. It was insane. Like
No,
it was
no,
actually.
just
Dude,
no.
Well, so here's the thing. We
Wait,
found
then-
him Friday night, and we're like, there's
There's no fucking way.
no way he's making it.
Some like people there took it upon themselves to be like, I'm gonna fucking carry this kid across the finish line if I have to. They helped. They were like, "Where's your car?" They started just, dude, get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of this. Take this out. Take this out.
This was before the game even
This
started.
was before the game.
Yeah.
This was in the parking lot. All right, and we were like, both of us were like, "There's no fucking way this kid's making it. No way." We didn't see him for the rest of the game until the last day at the final push into town at Panthera.
Yeah.
He's fucking there. And we're all like, no way. That's PKM Kid.
Can we get E-House here for like a minute so we could talk about the
He's out there shooting people.
There's a
he's on the field.
We need to talk about Giga Chad Kid at the last
Oh my
God. Did you hear about this kid?
Giga Chad Kid.
Dude, this kid called his dad a pussy.
Oh yeah, I heard that story. Yeah,
And he shit on everybody. He walked up to Eric, right, and he was just like,
Wait,
yeah.
can we paint a picture for what this is? Okay, we have to talk a little airsoft stories for a second. So this kid
Airsoft
was
war
in our
stories.
platoon for the entirety of this Milson West game in PA. He had to be like 14, maybe 16.
he needed a
he had like the
chaperone.
age waiver.
Yeah, like he had
Needed
to have
a
his dad
chaperone.
with
His
him.
dad had to be
Um,
there, or else he could not be there.
So doesn't have nods. He's got like a Crytek, like not a bad gun.
Okay, yeah.
He's got decent kit, small sustainment pack.
He probably didn't need a gun altogether.
Yeah, he
though.
really didn't.
He
This-
brought like
this kid had so much plot armor on, he didn't need it.
He would have retrieved an enemy gun. Yeah.
So Friday night,
Stabbed a kid into sleep.
Yeah.
the ruck was a little rough.
Yeah.
For some people.
Volcar is like
I live for it.
you like are
PA?
under
Yeah.
when you
Yeah,
get there. How do I paint this picture?
It looks flat until it's not.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a very good way of putting it.
Mount
Very
fuck
long.
ass.
Dude, it's
Mount
literally
fuck
it's a U, and you park here in the U, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. It's pretty much just no. You're going up here,
Yeah.
and you go up and down that. Like our first ball car, we went up and down that fucking mountain
Yeah.
looking for NATO like 4 or 5 times.
So
Yeah.
There's 42 of them.
There's 42 of them coming up the hill right now. GMR's not at the side of the hill, guys.
so we've got Eric with
Y'all
us
gotta
too.
wake up.
Eric is like the best motivator I've ever seen.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
the first
Eric.
contact, Gun Gamers.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
It's just him yelling. Like he
Again,
was not cadre for
showmanship.
that game. He was just in the platoon, and
Yeah.
he was just like, I am also gonna make sure nobody sucks. So shout out Eric for being a good leader.
Yeah.
But it rolls around to like 11 o'clock midnight, and we're at the base of the fucking mountain. And Periano comes over. He's like, "Hey, some of the BDG dudes are over there. They're gonna take like an 8-man element up the side with nods.
Yeah.
Like scattered out. We're like, oh, we'll go. And that 8-man turned into a 20-man. And then that 20-man turned into, oh, we're pulling dudes from the other 2 platoons that have nods too. Now we have 40 dudes with nods going up the side of this fucking ridge.
Fuck yeah.
And we're like, okay, let's do
Go
this.
shit on Russ.
We ended up rolling 2 platoons of Rust 4 in their fucking sleeping bags on
Fuck
the top of
yes.
the ridge.
Fuck yes.
Kicked them out, but we did not. There was a whole argument there that we're not going to get into about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But the reason we found out why it was such a big argument amongst the cadre of us kicking them out of their PB, the Rust 4 CP was like 900 feet away.
Oh, Jesus.
And we put the Grom PB there.
So that didn't play well.
This turned into, for the next 24 hours, us going back and forth every hour in sporadic gunfights, just shooting at each other.
It was nonstop.
It was
not.
For players that play at Zulu, it was like if we played base assault in CQB all day. It was hilarious.
Into the night.
Yeah.
In the rain.
But
it was just nonstop base hitting.
this was at midnight.
Yeah.
We didn't get taken off of like the line to do a rest cycle until 10 a.m.
And when we did, we laid down.
We didn't even take our sleeping systems out. We just laid the fuck down.
We laid as soon as our head hit the ground. It was like bam, 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 bam. Okay, I guess we're up again.
And it finally got to the point where we're like, that's it. Another platoon can take it, or we're gonna die here and have to move. We're going to sleep for an hour.
Yeah.
And this fucking Giga Chad kid at 16 walks into. We didn't even set up a cuddle puddle or a snuggle pile. It was just 12 dudes just laying out. The kid walks over, looks at all the Grom guys, and he's just like, oh, it must be nice to sit in the fucking safest part of the entire company, and walks away. That's how much balls this kid had. He had the most amount of plot armor I've ever seen.
And then later on, walks up to E-House. Yeah. It's like, why do you have so many pouches?
Just Eric's wearing
You could
like
see
a
this
tap.
kid in like Band of Brothers, but like standing like
He
on
is
the
Lieutenant
beach
Spear.
or it's like what the fuck is everybody doing here? Just walks towards the gunfire. Like,
Yeah, it's just
what
like
the fuck?
That
they're up
kid
there.
was
We're
okay.
going there.
Yeah.
He complained to Periano too on our way up the mountain that first night.
Oh
because
yeah, well we were up
everybody
there doing
without
that.
nods. We left them back.
Yeah.
And then as we cleared enough, we went back and got them.
Yeah.
But when I say we, I mean it was Periano walking up and down this fucking.
Yeah.
And
This podcast is so long.
I'm here for it. It's gonna be funny.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's gonna be funny.
We're at
how
an
much you
hour
have to
and
cut out of it.
45 minutes right now.
Plus the hour before.
Plus
that.
the hour before that.
Yeah,
Kid
God
walks up to
bless.
Periano, is just like
I don't get it. Why are we sitting here in the dark? I can't fucking see anything. At least if we went up the mountain, I'd have something to shoot at. That's what this kid said to Periano.
Didn't he call his dad a pussy or
He
something?
did.
Yeah.
You ever watch Fat Electrician videos when
Yeah.
he talks about like Giga Chads during World War II?
Yes.
Like
That's this kid.
their coming up story, like this kid is that. He's
Like-
the spirit.
So in 3 years, when is president, and
He's
like,
gonna have a Medal of Honor.
Yeah, like we're all like fighting. You know,
Yeah.
can't wait to see you guys there.
Yeah. Thanks.
Because Taylor Swift has told all of her fan base to vote. She's a brat.
This kid's
what
gonna
was it?
fling a plane
This
through New York
this kid
City,
is gonna be
maneuver
like
around the buildings.
like, yeah, this is the kid who fucking put the fucking flag like Mount Suribachi shit like in like it's gonna that's gonna be this kid.
That's this kid. Yes.
You're gonna have to cut that one out. I can't say that online. I watched that live on drone footage. That was fun.
Thank you, Tim Kennedy.
Yeah, what was
Holy
it?
fuck.
Please cut this out. So we were sitting. What was it? We were sitting in a skiff. Well, actually, no. This was in another podcast, but like you could just see this one. What was it? Like I was sitting in a skiff with my crew.
Yeah.
Which is like this super secret squirrel like bunker area. We were. And we're like getting ready to take back off to try to go in a second time, and because this was like August 15th, like the night, like it was like the day of the fall of Kabul.
Yeah.
Like you watched all those like the people fall off the 70. We were watching that live on drone footage. And we were like, we're going there. And like literally like while we were in a fucking holding pattern for 8 hours, it was because they were no bullshit clearing bodies off the runway.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, so Norpro was like I messaged him, what's it called? I messaged him while we were out there. I was like, hey man, just want you to know, like, you're the fucking man, you're the bomb. By the way, here's all my pictures. So a lot of the pictures there's one specific picture that he shares and a lot of other people share on the anniversary on the 26th of August every year of the caskets in the plane.
Yeah.
That's my picture.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because we took them out. Like so, like I was the crew that went in and we did the dignified transfer of all 13 HRs out of Kabul.
Yeah.
So the picture of here, hold on, let me pull it up.
And you loaded my shit into it.
I loaded your fucking.
It was such an honor.
So, like,
Jesus Christ. That's
yeah. So like this one and then this one. That's the picture that
Holy
typically
shit.
everybody shares. Yeah, it's my photo. But like, what was it? So like Norpro always posts every year, and he did a fundraiser, back in like July, I think, or like right before the anniversary of Marine sending his Marpet uniform in, and I messaged him like, dude, like, do you want to keep doing this fundraiser? Because I know the money goes to a good cause. Like, I have my uniform that I wore while I was there.
Yeah.
I still had the pants. They were they were unserviceable. I blew the knee out. The ass gusset was blown out completely.
Yeah.
And he was like, dude, if you're willing to send that right to my patch person, and they'll take care of it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
The patches that went on sale like 2 weeks ago as a fundraiser, all the proceeds went to the Nicole Gee Foundation.
Fuck yeah.
Who's one of the women that was killed.
Yeah.
Imagine
that
if-
was my uniform.
Imagine if UPS required them to sign for it and they didn't, so it got sent back and lost. So they just bought a random pair of pants and used that.
I had the tracking and I made sure that she got it. It was fucking USPS. But what was it? So like, what was it? And then they also did I think a PJ sent his uniform in too, because he had this was worn by a PJ in Kabul, and then he had mine, and all my friends bought these patches. Excuse me, all my friends bought these patches. They're like, ha,
I didn't know it was your uniform.
I told you that. But you're
redacted.
and you were like, oh, $45 is too much for a patch, for a fundraiser, for a woman who died for your freedom.
I was not given
Redacted.
full lore. I was not given the full lore.
Okay, give me 1 second. Redacted.
I was not given
I need that.
lore.
I have one soundbite of me saying that from a while ago. I need a fresh one just for the one that you specifically said that needs that over it.
Oh God.
Anyways, welcome back to the Zulu 24
Welcome back.
podcast, because we've said nothing that can go into a podcast.
Where's the hold on,
Off the rails.
who had the fucking glasses where it's my blocked
Oh,
eyes?
Ted.
Yeah, Ted, I need those
So-
glasses now.
It was before you.
I'm
got here.
anonymous.
Ted Colgrove, another podcast guest. He bought the fucking Amazon redacted glasses.
Yeah.
So it looks like Evan's gonna pull up the photo. That's
Anonymous.
That's awesome.
Oh, sorry.
No.
And I love how I got my double chin in.
They're
There's
like real glasses.
yes, there are sunglasses. They're awesome.
You can get them on Amazon for like $20.
That's funny
I
as
think what we
fuck.
need to do.
Oh god.
I'm gonna buy like 4 pairs of them. The next time we do the podcast, we're gonna start.
We just all with it.
Yeah.
Please.
We're just gonna start by wearing those. So like in the intro, it's like, what the fuck? Who the? Okay, weird, but okay.
Oh my
That's
god.
fine.
But yeah, no, so all my friends now have my certified ass sweat and a patch. It's great.
It's cool
Because those are also like that was also like I wore those pants for years too and did a lot of other really cool shit in them. But like that was by far the coolest shit that coolest. But like
It was
the most significant thing that I did
like
in them.
that's a moment where you're looking at this going, this is going to be put into a history book.
Yeah, dude, it's
Yeah.
like I've been like my friends have already sent me excerpts from books where my name is in it as like you know, and like the other loadmasters, you know, blah 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 blah. Evan Imbriglio, IBM employee, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, dude, it's insane.
Imagine the
'cause it-
books know
because-
like a lot of details about your life now, and you're like, how do they?
How the
know
fuck?
that?
Well, what was it? Because so like I'll just say like our whole crew was guard. We were
Yeah.
all guard guys,
Yeah.
like all weekend fucking warriors that were all just like we were supposed to go to fucking Columbia. And
Yeah.
like do like DEA stuff. It was supposed to be like cool. And then like they called us the night before saying, guess what? You're not going there. You're going somewhere else. And we're like, okay. And then like after the fact, when we got back to our unit, our whole unit was like, this is unlike anything we've ever done before. Like, don't get me wrong, our unit's done cool shit.
Yeah.
But like nothing ever like that.
Yeah.
And then what was it? We always try to loop it back around to like the good old Stewart Air National Guard because somehow we always find ourselves stepping in shit. Like in a good way.
Yeah.
You have to redact this.
Redacted.
And you loaded my fucking U.
Anything like a story of finishing Anska.
Here you go, buddy.
That's cool.
But you know, the deployment was really good, and we did a lot of really good stuff out there, and we all learned a lot. Like when we all came back, like my whole unit was like, we need to take everything that we did and like really fucking ingrain it in the new guys. And like, there's a lot of stuff that we did that was kind of like, you know, like you only do like in case of emergency.
Yeah.
That you kind of had to like beat out of it, but also at the same, like you learned a lot of really good lessons.
Yeah.
I guess you can keep that in.
Well, yeah, no, because that also leads me to what I said this to you once before because when we told Evan's story the first time on the podcast, there was
that episode 10?
12, I think.
12.
I'll pull it up. I'll put it on screen.
Yeah.
Um,
Because my wife
fun
was also on
fact
that
for
podcast.
anyone that didn't pay attention while they were watching it, Dave got his nails done by Becca on the podcast.
That was all.
While
Yeah.
it was happening.
Because my wife is my
Nail
wife
tech.
by trade is a chemist.
Oh shit.
And
cool.
she did work in cosmetics. She recently just got hired by IBM, so she's now kind of working with me, but she's making way more money than I am, because she's a chemist and she has a degree and all that.
Well, especially at IBM, yeah.
Yeah. So, but on the side, her passion is nails.
Yeah.
She she actually like a couple last year or 2 years ago did she went to nail school and became a certified nail tech.
Yeah.
Like on her free time after work, she'd go and like at night school.
Yeah.
It was great. But yeah, so the podcast that we did,
She's
Becca's sitting here literally like doing Dave's nails while we're talking about war. It was
But-
awesome.
There were a couple people that got a little upset that he told the story on the podcast because they're like, it's an airsoft podcast. Why are you talking about real military stuff?
Shut the
And
fuck
we're like,
up.
Swear to God,
So
dude.
my response to this, and they may have never heard me say it, but I told Evan because he was like, well, like they're actually upset about
Like
this.
I actually felt bad at first. I was like,
Nah,
fuck
we're-
'em.
I
Nah,
didn't mean to
fuck 'em.
hijack.
We're friends with them too.
Yeah,
They're-
but I was like, guys, this is a history thing. So like this monumental occurrence
Yeah.
happened, and in 20 years it's going to be in history books, and it's going to be written by a big corporation where maybe they're not going to get all the facts right. Maybe like history is written by the victors is the
Yeah,
thing, but it's
yeah.
also like,
Dude, we're 3 years on and they're already fucking up like certain details.
and that's why I'm saying it's very similar to something that JT from Black Rifle Coffee said a long time ago on a podcast. It's not about getting the publicity clips of, like, to be fair, we capitalized on it. There were shorts.
Yeah.
But it's also about the history thing.
and
'cause
documentation.
in 20, 30, 40 years, it doesn't matter if anyone sees it, but if you can show it to your kids and be like, hey, here's a story from when I was
Yeah.
younger.
Yeah.
And you could be like, here's a piece of history for reference. Yeah, sure, maybe it'll help somewhere down the line, but that's a piece of history you now have to pass on and be like,
here's it in digital content.
Yeah.
Well, so like
I recommend going and watching it, if only just like because I think the story itself is like 45.
It happens about an hour in because the first hour was a lot of memes and dreams.
Yeah. But like get to like just like if you watch the whole podcast because the whole podcast is great.
I think I've watched.
You get to hear
80%.
Dave make fun of me for multiple things that it's great.
I had it made into VHS.
Yeah, I
so
bet you
it-
did.
so it could feel like history
On the real,
piece of
because I
shit.
remember offering it to you, all of the podcasts are saved on an external flash drive because of history thing
Yeah.
for me. Like I document everything that we do in terms of like, hey, at some point we're going to need this for reference, but it's also like, do you want a copy on a flash drive? Because it's something you're going to want at some point in time, maybe not now, but maybe 20 years down the line. And maybe they got a little heavy and a little serious, but it's a real fact.
But it's true.
Like it's a piece of history that you can keep personally and be like, hey, here's this
What was
point
it?
of reference.
Maddox, who worked in the shop.
Yeah.
Like I was talking to him one day, and I was like, so I don't have to recite the whole fucking story from memory because it had been 3 years, or it's been 3 years. I pulled up the podcast and played it for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he sat there for 45 minutes, like jaw on the fucking floor, listening to it.
Maddox is a good kid. He
He
went
was
back
a
to
good- he was a
school,
good
but
kid.
hopefully next time you're here, he's back.
Dude,
Okay.
Maddox
He's
is
a good kid.
I mean, the thing.
I
so-
did judge him for his movies though, because he'd
Oh,
never
yeah,
seen
he's
any of the
uncultured.
Guy movies.
Yeah, he was on.
Why?
He'd never seen John Wick. He'd never seen American Psycho. He'd never seen Boondock Saints. He'd never seen Fight Club.
How
How
How is he a dude?
Yeah.
He's also like 18.
See, I
But
feel
he's
like
an
that's-
ROTC, so his ROTC cadre have fucking failed him.
Yeah.
Because you
gonna
join
be
the military, you're like he'd never seen Top Gun. Like I was like, yeah, exactly. I was like, what the fuck?
I
Like
did not see that when you're in the military. No, American Psycho is fantastic. It's so
okay.
fucking fantastic.
American Psycho is good in the sense that it's a fucking meme, but it's an okay movie.
It's an okay movie, but the thing I appreciate it for is the thing this is gonna sound really nerdy,
Go for it.
but the thing I appreciate
You're on an airsoft podcast.
No, I know. But the thing I really appreciate it for is the way that Christian Bale was able to articulate so many different emotions while playing this very, very cold,
Deadpan.
emotionless character. And like, it is a fucking meme. And like the way they describe things and stuff, it's just like, it's just this, I don't know, like the way they go about explaining actual, like, in a way, detached corporate psychology in this guy to an extreme degree. Like they take it to the extreme because they want that stun factor.
You get the same thing from Fight Club, but
that is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very
but
true.
oh god, what the Fight Club? Oh my god.
You don't
The main character. Oh my god.
Oh, I'm so bad with names.
I don't know the character's name, but I know
Tyler Durden. But Tyler Durden
Yeah.
takes it that much further to like actually like upend society.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
but did you see what Christian Bale said recently about American Psycho?
No.
He straight up like canceled himself. Like to like our generation. He was like, all these like quote unquote Sigma Chad dudes who like quote American Psycho get a fucking life. Like, dude, like I Google it. It was I saw this. I was
Oh my
I was like,
God.
why would you say this? Why would you?
Because he's a fucking Sigma. That's why. Why are we surprised?
The ultimate Giga Chad.
Dude, yeah, the ultimate shitting on his
The
own
only
followers.
person that's more of a Chad than Christian Bale is that kid at fucking ball car
16-year-old
who walks up to us and is just like, "Can you believe this? My dad wants to quit. He's a pussy."
Oh yeah, we didn't even get to that part. Yeah, he.
Oh,
that's
I'm
what-
sorry.
Yeah,
Jesus.
no. Wow, full circle there. Yeah, that
That was a
kid.
long walk down a short pier.
It's fine. Everything's fine. I only have to edit it. It's fine.
We appreciate you. Thank Jordan.
Oh God, no. Who's got a gun on them?
Thank you for your service. No.
Okay, wait, it's Airsoft.
Yes, it's Airsoft. Yes, it's Airsoft.
Bro, I saw the bottom of the mag and I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute.
I was like, hold up. Wait a minute.
Wait a
Stand
minute
by.
here. Hold on.
Oh my fucking god. I am so fucking tired, bro.
And with that,
I think.
thank you for watching the Zulu
I think we
24
need to
podcast.
Yeah, I think we're gonna end it there.
Holy shit.
Dave didn't come back. He's over there talking about Tarkov.
He's over clearly talking about Tarkov.
I got up to check the cameras and I hear him. He's like, "Wait, you guys play Tarkov?" I'm like, "Yep, Dave's done.
That's it. He's gone.
Dave's gone."
And there's no women over there in case you see, because no Tarkov players know how to speak to women. Quote me on that.
So Tyler's over there and he went on a date last night. Redacted. I have to believe just
Does
that.
she play?
I have to believe just that.
Evan is immediately canceled.
Does-
Well, I'm sorry I was here for let's see. After editing, I'm gonna only be in for exactly 5 minutes.
Nah,
It was good, it was
we
good
got some
seeing
good
you
ones.
guys.
We got
Yeah.
some good ones.
It's gonna be like Evan. You should dress up like Woody. And then it just cuts.
I think that's the
Ladies
thanks,
and gentlemen,
guys.
that's the end of the Zulu 24.
I have this new trend where I like copy the Unsubscribe podcast where the intro is like 20 to 30 seconds of like absolute fucking banger.
It has
Oh,
to be.
you're gonna have to fucking tag the unsubscribe podcast with the soaking comment.
Okay, wait, yeah.
Because-
So can we circle back to that? Real
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
So,
Yep.
Sorry, I know we said we're gonna end, but we
On the
need
most
one
re-
last story.
Okay, so on the most recent episode of the Unsubscribe podcast at the time of recording, so do with that what you will. They put out one a week consistently. Good on them.
They have a whole professional team.
Yeah,
You're one person.
I'm one person.
that
Yeah,
has
yeah,
other
yeah,
jobs.
There's the fat electrician is talking about how Mormons and Protestant, I think it's Protestants,
No, dude, it's all pretty much Christian,
Yeah.
Catholics included.
but they get into what's called soaking and jump humping. It is 2024. We had Evan and Becca on the podcast in 2023, and we were talking about it.
Was it 23 or is it 2022?
No, we only did the podcast for a year. And
Oh, okay,
yeah,
right,
the
yeah.
first podcast was like January 2023, and that was
Okay.
Gamers. You guys were on in like April or May.
Yeah, I think so,
Um,
around that time. But
But
yeah,
we talked about your experience with soaking and jump humping. So
Yeah.
go back and watch that.
yeah, it was pretty great. But what he sends me the clip of Fat Electrician talking about soaking, and I was like, I was losing my fuck. I showed it to my wife. My wife was like, I fucking hate your friends.
Our friends. We're friends with Becca.
Yes, yeah.
It's the same
Uh,
argument I have with Aurora when she's like, I only have one friend. I'm like, Becca would be offended if she heard
Bec-
you say that.
I'm offended,
Yeah.
friend of me. All right, I'm looking at you, Aurora. How dare you? I'm gonna steal our boyfriend back.
Yeah.
How
that's fine.
dare you? See?
Yeah.
He said that's fine.
I don't have Jordan on Mondays anymore because of you.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Monday's date night, guys. Sorry. Okay.
I'm getting too many personal Snapchats from you because of Aurora.
It's fun.
It's hysterical because our Snapchats. I have to add in something else. Literally, our Snapchats had gone from I think it was from the last Zulu podcast is when we like really.
Yeah, well, you
started.
made the mistake of adding me on Snapchat.
Yeah, and like we started Snapchatting, and then it went from hey, look at what we're doing, the boss. Hey, look what's happening in the field. Hey, look at this to I am now a barista. You didn't know this. I'm making this food. I'm doing this at my house. This is my girlfriend. We're going on
Well,
an
the other-
umpteenth hike up the same mountain.
Oh, no, we pick a different mountain every time.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah, the area of the Hudson Valley we're in, look in a direction, there's a cool.
I can.
That's the worst thing to have to edit out. That's the worst thing to have to edit out.
We need to end.
I know.
Release
We-
me!
We can continue to
Let's continue to talk about sideways comments.
but yeah, let's wrap this up and then I'll finish the story off there.
Kytheras?
Okay. Have you had fun? Was this worth it?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm
It-
glad
it
you,
always is.
I'm glad
Mic
you
drop.
enjoyed it. Evan doesn't realize how hard he makes it on it. Oh no. Oh, okay, good. The podcast board's still plugged in.
Yeah,
If
no,
he-
you're good.
If he tripped and unplugged that, I would die.
No, you're fine over here.
Isn't that how The Sopranos ended?
Okay, we need to stop before Evan accidentally unplugs
just cut
something
off?
that will fuck all of this.
Next
No.
time on the Zulu 24 podcast.
Okay.
We're still homeless, so
Yeah, but it's not as bad now that the temperature's cooled off.
All right, thank you for joining us on
That
these Zulu 24 fucking ridiculous podcasts. Special thanks to Sean and Evan and also Tom from Amped Airsoft for joining us for hydration fucking operation. We were gonna play a night game, but apparently a podcast has to be a podcast, so we got to talk for fucking 18 hours. So,
Yep.
but anyway, God bless. Good night. We're out.
Thanks, guys.
There is 4.5 hours.
next